Is the camera going to come back? Oh, it's back. There we go. I was worried I'd have to go over there and sort that stuff out myself. Alright, looks like, yeah, we're good here. And then we go here. And everything seems good. Sweet. Alrighty. Where's all my chat? Oh, there we go. It's just the message pushed it out of the way. How you doing, Butt It Plays? Have you noticed anything special next to your chat name?
Beauty Play said, we go, camera and audio.
Yeah, man, we're good. We are good to go. I just need a treadmill to go. So we'll get that thing going too. I've got the fan off today.
Said, I see that.
Because it's pretty damn cold. But if I warm up a bit, I might jump around there and turn it on. Oh, actually got started at a half reasonable hour.
I'm surprised TTS said goes right.
Yeah, the TTS lady's a little all over the shop. She's not the most eloquent of speakers. I've only got one voice I can use on that as well. It's that one or nothing. People tell me I should use an app called StreamBuddy. I've tried it. It'll do 80% of what this one does, and then like some extra things that I don't really need. So I'm kind of happy with what I've got. This seems to work pretty good. Oh, all right. Oh, while you're here, can you tell me if, like, while I'm walking, does it look like that little window like buffers every couple seconds? Like it goes a little bit crunchy. I don't know, like when the keyframes kick in. Because it seems to have been doing it in the VODs, but I don't know what it actually looks like normally, like as a viewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't do it when I've got just one stream coming through. Might be able to test that now quickly. Hang on. So if I just stop this one, let me know if it still does it, right? So we've got just the one, and I'll make it bigger so you can actually see it easier. We'll go live. That should have me absolutely massive. Now, does it do it now? Like when the keyframes kick in, does it like still sort of go a little bit crunchy? Or is this normal? Because I've got a feeling if there's two streams that my computer's decoding, that's what's causing it. Instead of just the one.
Yeah. Said, seems okay RN.
Yeah, so that's what the problem is. Yeah, it's just a shitty decoder. Alright, we'll spin this one back up. Go back over here. Look at me, man. Multitasking like a champion. Got all the shit happening today. Failed to connect to server. Ah, that's a great error. Let's try again. Hey, it's working now. Right. I might have to move the camera a little bit. I should be more like here.
Beauty Play said, so how often do you plan on going full big boy face cam in this scene?
Rarely. I mean, I can. I found it out the other day by accident. I accidentally clicked it, and I'm like, oh, I've already got this set up. I thought I'd have to make another scene just for the treadmill. So I got to move the camera a little bit. Hang on. Normally I do this beforehand.
What you might do is drop the res and bitrate, because the smaller size won't be all that noticeable.
It's already 720p.
Just imagine the encoding load.
It's 720p and like fairly low bitrate. I can set it up in the app to change, but I think it's like 3500, so it's not really that high. It's just the GPU, man. GPU's got a shitty encoder in it. Let me just fix the angle a little bit, because I'm a little bit off to the side.
Said, what FPS?
So I've got to move the camera to the left a bit. It's still on 30. If I had USB 3 on my phone, I could do 1080 60. I think you can even do 4K. So we could go this way a little bit. Hang on. I think a bit like that. That should put me in the middle. Check this out. So we can go all the way out or all the way in. Get on this without falling over. There we go. How does that look? Oh yeah, perfect. Now I'm in the middle. That's where I wanted to be. Yeah, so if I had a better phone with USB 3 or 3.1, then I can do higher res through that. Like everything's set up to do it. The camera will do it. The cables will do it. The weak link is the phone itself. The phone has like a USB 2 point something cable in it. Okay. We good to go? We good to go? Yeah, and Yeah, so next upgrade's going to be GPU. I'm working at the moment. Well, not right now, but been working so I can get some cash so I can get one. And that'll fix a lot of my problems. So, let's go to the YouTubes.
Beautyplay said, could you get a 10 series NVIDIA for cheap and run it at 8x for just encoding?
That's not a bad idea. I don't know if... I mean, a 10 series is basically equivalent to an RX 580 anyway. They're the same generation. Nah, I'll just save up and get something nicer. Plus, I want to be able to do that advanced multi-track encoding that OBS allows. I might be able to show you. So go here. Actually, should I? Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Because this is all just local shit anyway. It's in stream? Oh no, local IP address. No, it's not there. Was it stream? Was it output? No, I'm pretty sure it was stream. Oh, okay. It doesn't show while you're streaming. But in advanced options, there's a thing there that's like multi-encoder.
OBS has dropped support for 10 series cards, so I'm stuck at 30.0.
Oh, that's weird. Like, the NVENC should be supported. But yeah, there's a thing in there that lets your computer transcode to multiple different resolutions instead of letting Twitch do it. And then you can set high bitrate, high quality.
No, the card itself.
Yeah, that's weird though. Because the encoder in it's like, you know, it's hardware, and then it's just H.264, H.265. Should be fine.
Which is weird, but it's in the change notes.
Maybe it's just like, oh, we're not going to patch it out and fix it in the future. Alright, let's get stuck into this. I'm going to watch tip to tip. I'm going to watch out on my own. That'll be, I think what they've done is they've just like cut together cut footage.
I mistakenly tried to update to 32 and OBS wouldn't even start.
Shit, I don't even know what I've got. I've got 32.1.2, that's the newest one. And it seems to be fine with my ancient setup. But yeah, I'll keep a note of that.
Ever since, I haven't had NVENC.
Yeah, you need it. It just lightens the load on the whole computer. Like, none of my computers can do VP9, which is the YouTube codec that they use instead of H.264 or H.265.
Proper uninstall.
Yeah, it's just not going to do it, eh?
Beautyplay said, IKNOWWWWWW.
Might be a time to upgrade from that 9-year-old GPU. Well, 8-year-old. 8 or 9. They're about then. Alright, let's get stuck into it.
The shape of cameras to come. Or is it? It's light, it's easy to use,
just,
and it doesn't even contain any film.
Look, I've pressed the FT, it's still waiting to go full screen.
Has been struggling to succeed for nearly 10 years.
Wait.
So have many other breakthroughs that were meant to revolutionise photography. So what did happen to them all?
It hasn't even loaded the stuff up the top right yet. God, it's so horrifically slow. Hold up.
The video still camera first appeared in Japan in 19...
Beautyplay said, still have a few purchases to make, tyres and that 7k mile road trip to
yeah, that's going to cost a bit, given the price of fuel at the moment. Hold up, BBC man.
The shape of cameras to come.
I've clicked that.
Or is it? It's light, it's easy to use, and it...
No, it's not listening. Are we there yet?
Doesn't even contain any film.
This is like watching your grandparents try to use a phone. I know it's frustrating. I know what I'm doing.
United States dollars math.
It's just very slow laptop, unresponsive. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look at that smug look on his face. He's like, I know your computer shit. There we go. Finally.
But the still video camera has been struggling to succeed for nearly 10 years.
This is from 1990.
So have many other breakthroughs that were meant to revolutionise photography. So what did
yeah, that always sucks. Like when you go on a holiday, you still gotta pay rent and stuff. It's like, oh, I'm not really living there at the moment. Oh, look at those graphics.
The video still camera first appeared in Japan in 1982.
So what do they mean by video
still camera? It was another 4
years
before it arrived in this country, and we were able to demonstrate it.
This is the latest and most expensive stills camera in the world. Now, it might look like an ordinary 35mm camera. It has a standard lens and shutter, but instead of using film, it actually records electronically the images on a mini floppy disk.
Yeah, you got to rack it up.
8 years on, this is the very first still
See
video
the storage
camera
format that they
designed
were
for
using
the
for that
amateur.
thing.
Now, Peter,
It's
would
like
you
a
like to smile
tiny
for me?
floppy disk, so it'll be less than like what the 1.4 meg that they normally are.
Still video promised to revolutionise photography, but at £500, the camera's expensive, and you're tied to viewing your snaps on
Gee, I can't
TV.
see why this
Now,
never
let's just
took
have a look
off.
at
Look
that
how
one.
difficult it is to set up and use.
See. There, that's the one I've just taken. Prints can be produced, but they're costly,
So who the
and
hell
the
would want this?
resolution is still poor compared with film. So, no one yet knows if the floppy disk can compete with traditional film. In the meantime, the industry is hedging its bets. This is the latest prototype camera, and it gives you the choice. Like this, it takes conventional film.
What the fuck is that
change the back,
monstrosity?
and it's a
What?
still video camera. Well, all that should impress the neighbours.
Another idea which first appeared at the same
This is
time
cool.
was the 3D camera. The Nimslo was
This is
launched
sick.
in
I've seen people animate
1981.
this.
It has 4 lenses, each giving a slightly
Yeah,
different
there
image
was a
to
company that
produce
did it.
pictures
Sony
like this.
made
Now, you may not be able to see
a
this at
floppy
home,
disk
but the pictures certainly
camera.
do give
I believe
an
it was
impression
even did
of
video.
depth.
It was
The American
digital.
inventors heralded this as the photography of the future. But the reality was a little different. At £200, the cameras were too expensive at the time for the results they gave. And the cost of processing, about 3 times that
These
of
are cool
normal
though.
film,
These are
was
like
also
lost to
too high.
time.
Within a year, the Nimslo
Ooh, it's
disappeared.
Spice Roy. How you doing,
The
man?
idea hasn't gone away. The
Hey, you be nice to him.
system
You be nice to
sold
him.
the
He's
Japanese.
VIP
And
here.
later this year, this new version is going to be
12,
launched in Britain.
maybe.
The concept is still the same.
Yeah,
In fact,
and
it's
back
very
then,
basic
compression was
camera.
crap.
It's got
Like, they're
fixed
probably
focus.
shooting like bitmaps. So, they're just massive normally. I don't think, I mean, in 1990, did JPEG even exist?
Viceroy said, the green sword is tempting me.
Nah, but he's a good dude. We like that it plays around here. I've been handing out
This lens,
VIPs
no
like crazy
automatic
today.
exposure and manual film rewind. But it's fairly cheap, easy to use, and if you like the effect, it does produce clear pictures.
Viceroy said, we like
If
but
video still and 3D
That's
cameras
it.
haven't
But gang
quite
rise
reached,
up.
one development that rapidly became established was autofocus.
Inside this device is a unit which not only detects
now I get it. I
how
didn't see
far
that before.
away the subject is, but actually motors the lens into
It's called
the
autofocus, man.
perfect
It's been around for a while.
position for focus.
Back in
this
1981, that
Canon?
was the first
Big
interchangeable
ones, and
lens
we
with
cannot lie.
autofocus.
Hey, Danny.
Since then,
Music
it's
place
become a
said,
standard
"Oh,
feature
Danny."
on a wide range of cameras.
But for those happy holiday snaps, cameras were getting smaller and cheaper all the time. And in 1986, we showed you the ultimate instant pocket camera.
That's a disposable.
I don't know what you're going to reckon
It's a
for
Fuji
this
one.
because this isn't a new type of film. What I have in here,
This was new at the time.
a disposable camera, right? It really is simplicity itself because what you've got is one of those little cartridge films, and wrapped around it is a wind-on mechanism, lens, a simple shutter.
Oh, you
there.
just see right
But what
through
I like
it.
best is the
Just a
viewfinder.
square.
Can you
Almost done
see?
with work. Then
Just
I
the
finally
hole.
change the switches
Very
on
neat.
my keyboard tomorrow.
Sweet, man.
It might have seemed like a
Do a
gimmick,
stream where
but
you build
4
it.
years
That'd be
on,
cool.
the disposable
Music
camera's been
place said,
remarkably
both video
successful,
streams are
either as a
shown
novelty
frame
or for
encoding
people who
noise.
don't want to take their more expensive camera on holiday.
Yep, I know.
Now there's a whole range of
I've been
disposable
trying to figure out a way to
cameras,
fix
including
this.
an underwater one and even a
But I haven't figured it out
panoramic
yet.
camera. And as you can see,
Oh,
prints
yeah.
from that
I
are quite
remember, yeah, you
effective.
could buy special
And if you
panoramic
think that using
ones
disposable
that would do like the longer. It would still be 35mm, it would just do
I
longer.
did tell you that's what I'm doing. Then Helldivers with Dark.
Yeah, awesome, man. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
cameras is not
Today-
very
today's
environmentally
like-
friendly.
Thursday, right? Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be there. Saturday I'm busy. I'll barely be home at all. But I might be able to stream Saturday. I might be able to stream the drive there, so I'll try that.
One company has just announced that later this year, when you send these
Viceroy
back for
said,
processing,
"Hell yeah,
the
man."
plastic cases are going to be recycled.
Yeah, I remember they used to they just repackage it. All you do is keep the plastic and chuck a new cardboard thing on it. It'll be good to sell
Viceroy
again.
said, too bad you can't see me sing terribly.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a VOD of it out there somewhere. Probably a few clips.
Beautifully said, I just moved my room, went from 600 megabits per second down to
Ouch.
90 megabits per second down.
You need an extender. Or better yet, an Ethernet line.
Beautifully said, I'm like 10 meters
When you
away
make a
from
new
where I
channel,
was
the first thing that
before.
happens is YouTube reviews
That's
your
weird.
account.
There's an app you can get that'll show your Wi-Fi signal strength. I can't remember what it's called though. There's a whole bunch of them out there. But I had one on my old laptop. It was pretty good. And it shows you other Wi-Fi signals in the area. It'll show you what band they're using so you can find the best one.
These shitty low power APs.
I'll dig it up later. I'll send it to you. It's actually a really useful tool.
Verify you're not a bot. If YouTube thinks you're a real person who will post good content, then they'll push your videos out to a seed audience of around 30,000 people and start building channel data.
I'm getting
If your
some
channel is
YouTube input
trustworthy,
tonight.
Your shorts won't be pushed out to
But
anyone.
yeah, I'm on a treadmill. I'm barely
To
moving.
avoid this, you need to use an aged channel, an older email with a lot of history, but most importantly, enable third level feature eligibility. This is normally the make or break for getting view jailed because it instantly proves you're a real person. All of this feeds into a hidden metric
This
called
one should be
trust score.
maxed out.
Basically,
Yep.
Beautifully said, night night Viceroy.
This is too quiet. That's better. Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear it better.
how much YouTube trusts that when they push out your videos, people will actually
So
watch
this is
them
about
and
the
make some
YouTube
money.
Shorts
Low trust means
algo.
YouTube would rather push out someone else's video instead of wasting viewers on you. Once you start posting, YouTube will be willing to push out your videos to around 30,000
Testing.
people. People call this the 30K view jail, and the purpose of it is pretty simple. YouTube builds profiles on both the viewers and also the creators. Every short you post will get shown to a different group of 30,000 people, and during this, YouTube is just trying to find the perfect audience for your content. Every graph when you start a channel typically looks the same. A slow start, a spike, and then a flat line. If the video is good enough, then YouTube will show it to a few more people to see if it's worthy of going viral. If your short flatlines in the thousands, it's due to one of these.
You're
But
going
if
too
you're in
fast,
the
mate.
10K to low 20K range of going
Low
viral,
quality,
if your
low
short
trust,
flatlines in the thousands,
oversaturated,
it's due to
terrible
one of these.
VBSA, AVD. I have no idea what those last ones are.
Beautifully said.
But if you're in the
Oh,
10K to
I
low
recently
20K
went to
range,
check
it's
my
due to one of
videos,
these. A
and
lot of
this
people
kind
hate
of
on the
video
30K
has
view
like
jail
8K
bees, but if
views,
you're
which is crazy for me.
Yeah, I was going through them the other day. Yeah, your stuff that's like where you show people how to accomplish a specific task, that actually does really well. Because people are searching for that. Actually, I had a good idea. You could go through and update the titles and thumbnails of a bunch of your videos, and they'll perform better. Because a lot of the titles are not very descriptive. So YouTube has like barely any idea what the video's about. Alright, so low quality,
Beautifully
low
said.
trust.
Yeah,
This is the
those are
same
doing
one.
pretty decent.
Alright, there we go, we caught it. So bad retention, oversaturated. It's the same
Beautifully
stuff.
said, I was looking at that.
10K to low 20K range, it's
Yeah,
still
might
one of these.
pump some more
A lot of
life
people
into
hate
it.
on the 30K view jail, but it's actually a really good spot to be in because it means your shorts are good enough to go viral. YouTube just needs more data. Once they know exactly who to show your content to, the next video your seed audience
Whoa,
responds
did you
well
see
to
that?
will get pushed to a
Look how
much
much-
wider audience. Videos that appeal to
So
anyone
yeah,
with a
nearly
video your
22
seed
million
audience
views and
responds
you got
well
like
to
2
will get
grand out of it. That's crazy though, that you need that many views. Plus, I don't know what the length of that video is.
pushed to a much wider audience. Videos that appeal to anyone without needing data are the ones that go viral on brand new channels. That's why a lot of general animation channels blow up instantly. Anyone can enjoy watching these type of shorts, not just the people who are interested in the topic. To determine if your video is good, the algorithm focuses on retention more than any other stat. You need to get this graph as flat as possible, as high as possible, and get the initial
More
dip
than just
as small as
retention though, it's
possible.
also
Perfect
going to check
retention
if
can
you
save
like
a video
if
even
you
when
sub
others
to the
have
channel,
back.
if you do leave a comment, how you interact with it, if you share it. They even check like if you swipe past something and then bring it back, that's like, oh, I want to see that. That counts as like a positive metric.
But still, aim to get your
Okay,
video
the
saved
average view
AVD
duration.
to here. Engagement can also save a video with bad stats, but don't be spammy with CTAs. If you overdo it, you can lose a lot of trust with YouTube. Doing CTA like this is actually against their policies. As you post more, your monthly audience slowly grows, because your videos are constantly being shown to different seed audiences. Your trust score goes up significantly when you convert new viewers into casual and regular viewers. This
Yeah,
happens
that's another
naturally,
thing, like
but it's
if
one
you
of the
watch
biggest signals YouTube
multiple
looks at
videos
when
from the
deciding
same
who to push your
person,
videos to.
it's going to boost it up for other people that are watching similar stuff to you.
So to go viral as fast as possible, you need to be uploading every single day. After your first viral video, you enter this kind of honeymoon phase. YouTube becomes more and more willing to push out your content to a lot of people because you've proven that you can be trusted once before. You might get view jailed again temporarily, but if you keep posting videos as good as your outliers, you'll go viral again, and much faster. Once your trust score is high enough, YouTube will stop view jailing you. Every video gets pushed to a wide audience, and from there, it's just a matter of uploads before you hit 10 million views and you get
hidden
monetized. But when you reach this point, you need to try harder than you ever have. If you get lazy now, then you might have to restart. In this high trust state, posting less or consistently dropping bad videos can get you view jailed more often or only push to subscribers. But the most important thing you need is a niche that people will actually want to watch. It's hard to go viral when 10 other people are posting the exact same thing as you. And in an oversaturated niche, YouTube prioritizes
that's also like
trustworthy
audience
channels,
behavior,
making
like
it really hard to grow. So
you've seen, say an event occurs and somebody gets their video out and it's really good and you've watched that as a viewer. You're not going to watch other people's videos. You're like, I've seen this, what's next?
That I have a playlist of a bunch of viral niches I find, and I'll be constantly updating it. These are niches I would use myself, so check it out. If you want a free personalized channel review or need help with anything, go in the Discord.
Pretty bog standard business marketing.
Hello, I am Kim.
Yeah, pretty much.
I stalk VTubers.
A little bit of analytics, like the way that they do things. So this will be interesting. This is all about parasocial relationships. And the first time I heard about this was actually on a stream, and it was weird. I felt guilty for watching the guy that showed me this. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. It's like, should you feel guilty for watching other people's streams? No. Like, they want you to be there. So the whole parasocial thing is really odd to me. It was like they wanted the audience there, but at the same time, they didn't want you there. They're sending two mixed signals.
I've always been confused by the whole parasocial thing myself.
Like, my understanding is it's a mismatch in information. You will know more about the person you're watching than they will know about you. Like, okay, that's kind of normal. Like, that's everybody you see on TV. There's every actor, everybody on the radio, blah, 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 blah. Because it's a one-way setup. I think the problem is some people take it too far, though. They will... what are they? Like, did you see Trash Taste? I think they were in the UK. It's like they did their first con, and they're like, oh, we don't need security. And then that dude jumped on stage.
Parasocial just became a buzzword for a bit, without those talking about it really understanding the thing themselves.
Yeah, the meaning got lost. But there is a definition for it.
Said, I suppose that's where lopsided connections come into play.
Like, that's fine. Like, a lot of bigger people need that.
It as viewers crossing the invisible line.
Yeah, I think it's like that too. Like, they're crossing...
which have always existed before the internet was a real thing.
They're breaking through boundaries that should be set between, like, a content creator and a viewer. Like, and this is one of the other things, like, I would never want to just go up and meet, like, the people that I watch, because in the flip side, if someone just came up to me, it's like, I'm forced into a conversation with someone I know nothing about. And like, how do you negotiate that? Like, well, I have to feign interest in you? I have to pretend? Like, I'd rather just not do that. So I would avoid or just skip out on the opportunity to meet people. To me, it's a bit strange. But some people like it, so who knows?
You don't have to. Today, I, from the heights of my absolute knowledge of everything, will tell you about the phenomenon of parasocial relationships. In order to start our discussion, as always, we must start with a definition. Let's look at a definition from the internet. Parasocial relationships are one-sided emotional bond in which a person feels a close friendship, attachment, or kindship with a media personality, fictional character, or even an AI bot. The object of attachment doesn't know about the experience of the fan or doesn't reciprocate, creating an illusion of personal communication. Also, these figures can be distorted and idolized in others' fantasies. People who heavily engage in parasocial relationships will be referred to as parasocials. The phenomenon of parasocial relationships is quite old, and although the signs have been around throughout the history, for the first time this was recorded and studied by Donald Horton and Richard Wolff in the study Mass Communicational and Parasocial Interaction, thereby creating the term of parasocial relationships. In history, examples can be courtly love among knights. They choose for themselves a lady of the heart, who was not their wife, This was always a noble woman. Most often it was wife of their lord, to whom they dedicated poems, achievements in competitions, and so on. This behavior was idolized among knights, and
so
the more
even
unattainable the
back
goal
then,
of
it was
their
like you
love,
had
and the more
like a sort
suffering
of celebrity status that all the knights and stuff knew. And it's like a one-way relationship. They know about it, about her, but she doesn't know about any of them. And they're all trying to, like, win her attention.
the knight himself experienced, the better. In medicine, the term Declarambault's syndrome is known. This is a psychiatric delusional state in which a patient believes that a stranger, who most often occupies a higher social rank, is their secret lover. They stalk celebrities or higher-ranking people, like their bosses, write letters, call them. Rejection from the victims of their advances is perceived as confirmation of their secret love. Cases of parasocial relationships are known in ancient legends as well. For example, Pygmalion. He carved a statue with which he then fell in love. In the modern world, there are other terms, stans and simps. Stans are too strongly attached to their idol, as to a friend or leader, while simps as to a romantic partner. Let's exclude Declarambault's syndrome from the list of parasocial relationships, since this is a psychiatric delusional state with hallucinations. We will consider as parasocials only people who are psychiatrically healthy, but too heavily involved in the life of some celebrity. Having defined this, I will warn you that I am not a specialist in psychology, but I do have a medical background. Therefore, the main position of my judgment on the origin of this phenomenon will come specifically from the work of our brain in a physical, more down-to-earth sense, rather than psychological one. Nevertheless, one be inseparable from the other, for the phenomenon is complex.
I think I've seen another one
for a
of
more
this guy's videos
understandable
before.
interpretation for myself, like to divide the human brain into two parts, the human and the animal part, or higher nervous activity and limbic part. I'll warn you right away that this is a non-scientific division, but a strong simplification of how our brain works for a more understandable and simple explanation. It is similar to the outdated but still used for simplification human brain theory. The human part is our conscious part, that which we control. The animal part, unconscious, uncontrollable by us and ancient. Let's model the development of a parasocial.
He's got some good B-roll.
Let's start with the purely animal part. We have a person. Let's call him Super Tyrannus Eldritch Vile Enemy, or Steve for short. He lives the ordinary life of a Steve, destroys the ecosystem, enslaves free peoples, tortures animals, and so on. One day he goes online and visits one of the platforms, that will be Twitch or YouTube. There he finds someone's stream. Let's say that the streamer is anonymous and uses some kind of model. VTubers will be an excellent example for our modeling. Let's analyze in more detail the situation in which Steve found himself. In his real life, there was no connection with any kind of society. By entering a stream, he becomes a part of something similar. Here, a large role is played by our animal brain. The thing is that our brain loves being part of a tribe. The animal brain doesn't understand the concept of a stream, but it understands the concept of a group. Steve
that's
becomes
fine, he's just
the
part of the community.
Even if his appearance is not noticeable against the background.
So far, like
others.
no boundaries
and
have
this
been
already
crossed.
plays a role in the formation of parasocial relationships. The fact that our brain sees no difference between screen relationships and real one is called the media equation. A theory stating that people attribute human traits to computers, media, and treat them as if they are real social actors. That was described in a work by Brian Reeves and Clifford Nass. It states that human brain is not adapted to modern technology and perceives faces on the screen in the same way as the faces in real life. Next, the streamer itself. The animal part of the brain doesn't understand the concept of a streamer,
Yeah, that's
but
a
it
tricky one,
understands
isn't
the
it?
concept of a person and leader.
I've seen
Viewers'
cases where
attachment to
like
such a
people
persona was
will have
researched
like a
in a
channel, YouTube channel. There's a spider here. Hang on. Get away from my speaker. He's probably living in a fan. And yeah, they'll meet up and like they're friendly for like 5 minutes, and then they realize I can't stand this person. And then from then on, it's great entertainment because they're both awkwardly trying to negotiate or navigate this situation that they've put themselves into.
of Steve or Gale. A streamer is the one who is at the center of attention, whom everyone listens to and whom gifts are brought. If Steve writes
Average
something
VTuber
in
right
chat
there.
and the streamer notices it,
They're
and
all like
even
that.
more so reads this message and comments on it, especially if they comment in a positive light, it not only
Music
strengthens
said,
Steve's
"Like, there
connection
are
with
streamers
the
I
tribe,
watch
but
and
the animal
interact
part
with
of
that
the
I
brain
wouldn't call
perceives it
friends
as
and
direct
wouldn't make a
praise
point
from
to
the
spend monies to interact with IRL necessarily. Then there are others that I totally would and am planning to actually.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, man. It's like, I think like it's fine to meet up with people casually. Like if you're at like say TwitchCon or something like that, like you're at like a shared experience event, that's kind of cool. But like don't like try, I don't know, it's hard. It's like you wouldn't want to force someone into a situation where like they have to hang out with you. It's like, it's got to be like a mutual thing where they both agree to it. And they're like, yeah, that sounds fun, let's do it. But yeah, it's like, what is it, 80% of all communication is non-verbal, and picking that up through a screen's hard. Picking that up in real life, even in real life, some people like can't get, they don't pick it up, they don't understand what's going on half the time. I'm actually going to need that fan. So one moment.
Beautifully said, I've met one of my streamy friends. He hasn't been on in a while, life things. But my trip back to Utah, I met up and we did brunch. It was nice.
Yeah, you probably both stream and you both have something in common, so that's fine. Like shit,
Gunny said,
I've met,
I will always miss the queues, online and offline.
I met like a bunch of friends just through like old forums, like a gaming forum for the ISP that we were with. I met like a bunch of my car friends through that. So like just meeting people on the internet, like that's fine. It's just, it's normal now.
tribe
said,
leader.
"What's
Furthermore,
up, mate?"
for a lot
Hey,
of
dude.
cases, the streamer
I've got to
themselves are
apologise.
either anonymous
Your
or
thing
attractive,
didn't come
or
through the
both
other
at the same
day.
time.
I missed it. I don't know what happened. But then I found out that in StreamerBot, resubs have their own like little thing that you have to run to do them. I only have them set up for subscriptions. So I went in, I set all that up, and it's all good now, so I figured it out. So thank you. But now that you're here, I can run it again. If I figure out how. Oh no, I've clicked the wrong button. What's going on?
said, if you ever come to some car thing in the US, within 8 hours of me, I'd totally go hang out and take bad pics.
Hang on a sec. I'm going to bring this back.
said, I'm all good, mate.
Let's try again.
Oh, Shogun. I forgot what I typed then.
We'll find out in just a second. I'm trying to load it up and get it to work. So just one moment.
Muted, please.
I don't know how to do this because I'm stupid. One of these makes it play again, but I can't remember how to do it. Because if I click this, what does that do? Oh, you click the little dots. Hang on, I'm learning. I'm trying to figure this out. Replay activity. Alright, that should do a thing. Wait, is it replaying everything? I heard the little bling noise. I don't know what I've just done.
Muted, please said, learning. I can smell the smoke.
I think it's replaying every single one that I haven't done. I think I've just made a horrible mistake. Anyway, I'll see it in the VOD, but I appreciate it, man.
Said, it activated something.
Yeah, there should be a little thing on screen. I've got to figure this out. I've got to like test it and learn this properly. Because there's a little activity feed here and I never look at it.
Now just the one, mine.
Oh, so it did work. Alright, cool.
Muted, please said, something asterisk trademark.
Yeah, I'll check the VOD later and make sure it's working properly. I just wanted to make sure that went through, so.
For example, Dream and his stance. Dream's anonymity was one of the components of
this
his
is another
success,
thing. The anonymity
the
thing,
manifestation of parasocial.
it seems like if people are hiding their face or their identity, the people that are part of their community, like that drives them to want to know more and more and more about the person. And then when that all comes out, like that interest sort of dries up. They're not as interested anymore. It's like, well, the mystery's solved. Like, I don't have to stick around so much anymore.
His success was also bolstered by his skill in Minecraft, the popularity of formats on his YouTube channel, a group of friends, and other parameters. So, Dream became not just some streamer, he became the one who is at the center of attention. Following this is the manifestation of parasocials. If a streamer uses a model, then an attractive model alone may be enough for the manifestation of parasocials. For example, Zentreya. I choose her because
I don't know why.
she's
Is
one
it
of
like,
the first VTubers
like
I
it's more of a
noticed
challenge
about
to
5 years
find
ago.
that out?
Her model is attractive, her curves and clothing emphasize her physical feminine traits,
I think it's more
which
of just
makes
like a
it
curiosity
easier
gap.
for
Like,
our
you know there's a
animal brain
person
to
behind that model. But obviously they want to keep that like air gapped. They want their identity air gapped from what you see. But some people just don't care. They're just like, oh, I want to find everything out about you.
manifest the personality as parasocial. The model's attractiveness is reinforced by the presence of a group or tribe, her central position, and other things. Besides regular VTubers, there are also YouTubers or IRL streamers, whose content is for the most part eroticized and sexualized.
They're the ones with the little link tree.
Our animal brain doesn't understand
And the only reason they stream is to get people to go to the link tree.
But it perfectly understands the concept of an attractive partner. If an attractive individual is happy with our message or gift, then for you the chances of reproduction with them, or the chances for a more favorable social position are higher, which is flawless logic for our animal brain. With anonymous people and with VTubers, the situation is even worse, since anonymity allows one to idolize the person more strongly.
Your brain
and
will
VTuber
fill
models
in
are often
the gaps for all the
hypersexualized.
stuff that you don't know, and it usually does so like optimistically. So then you're setting these people up to be on a pedestal, on a standard higher than, you know, what actually everyone's got their flaws, everyone's got like their things. I've chosen a great spot to pause this, haven't I? There we go.
And very attractive. Similar phenomena are reviewed in these studies. And interestingly, women have a higher percentage of parasocial relationships with anonymous content creators than men. But men were more encouraged.
Totally.
The majority by age are people from 26 to 30 years old, and children under 18 years old. Moreover, the more stress a person experiences, the easier it was for
like
them
a lot
to
of
become
streamers,
attached
especially
or find
VTubers,
comfort
they
in the
blew
stream.
up during COVID. And everybody was stressed when that shit was going on. So it was like just throwing fuel on the fire for this.
In addition to all this, unlike ordinary stars, streamers often create more intimate interaction with viewers. Streams are conducted from a personal room, creating a sense of privacy, or streamers share some secrets or incidents in their lives, which creates a feeling of extreme closeness. But our human brain comes into play. A healthy adult with healthy social interactions is unlikely to behave this way.
One of those tablet screens interact with and was kinda intrigued but awkward how to really interact with them.
Yeah, I was saying before, like, you're going up to someone who knows absolutely nothing about you and having a conversation, and it's so difficult to navigate that from both ends. It's like, if you're the viewer, like, you obviously like the person, you like their content, you like what they're giving you, but it's hard to get past that into like a deeper conversation topic. It's all very surface level. And then the other person, the person that is being like the one that's being met, they know nothing about you. Like, there might be the rare chance where they might know a few things about you through chat or whatever, but these bigger people, like, they have so many people in chat, like, it's very hard for them to keep track of everyone. So, I don't know, I just find the whole thing a bit weird. And I find it funny that TwitchCon will set up these meet and greets and just, you know, just like, it's a contractual agreement for a lot of them.
I only meet up IRL with someone where we have friend conversations already.
For me, it's like, if we've got something in common, like, that makes it way easier. Like, you've got things you can go down and talk about. And if you all say you're a streamer and another person's a streamer, that automatically like closes the gap, makes it easier. At least you've got something in common. But if it like, for these big streamers where a lot of their audience is just people they know nothing about, like that's I don't know. I would never want to be in that situation. It'd be weird.
animal part of the brain cannot suppress the human one. This happens to socially isolated and or maladjusted people. Those
That's
who
me.
either
That's me in
have
the
no
middle.
social circle in real life or
What a
who do
legend.
not sufficiently separate the different parts of their social life. A study that found a link between loneliness and parasocial relationships is rated in a study more is not necessary merrier. This also happens to people who haven't sufficiently developed their social intelligence.
Is nothing but small talk. You clearly aren't being social, you're being cordial.
But that all serves a purpose. One of my friends, he never understood. He's like, I hate small talk. Like, it's pointless. I'm like, it's not pointless. It exists so that you can get onto a more deep topic. You can't just dive in and be like, hey man, are you into Gundam? I love Gundam. Tell me about your favorite robot. Or like, I don't know, tell me your favorite Pokemon. You gotta like scratch the surface first and get to it. It's just how people work. So there's benefit to it.
New start with black holes RN.
Like children, who very easily become stands of some media personality, adapt their views and follow almost blindly. So, Steve's manifestation.
Okay.
Name sadly, but remembered she's from Perth.
Man, I remember in the 90s, like, what was it, Sequest DSB, you had Flipper, you had, what was the one? Like with the whale that crushed the boy in The Simpsons, Free Willy. Yeah, everybody wanted to be a marine biologist. That was like the go-to career that people wanted. But it drove up huge demand for a very limited number of positions. So if someone actually made it into that field, that's awesome. Like, they must really know their shit because it's so competitive.
As a parasocial is a consequence of many related reasons. Social isolation or undeveloped social intelligence, the attractiveness of the idol,
Awesome,
physically
man.
or intellectually or personally.
Have a safe drive back.
Part of a group, feedback from the streamer themselves. This creates a closed loop. You like the streamer.
I know that one.
You like the streamer.
That's the
you write
tungsten
in the
rat.
chat. Donate. The chat also writes. The streamer
that's another
responds to
crazy
your
ass
messages
thing.
and donations.
Like-
you like the streamer even more.
A lot of these streamers are like they're multi-millionaires, like they are cashed up. And people are just like, take my money, take more of it, I want you to have my money. That just, I don't know, my brain can't wrap around that. That is crazy. I guess if you have that much disposable cash, like it's not such a big deal.
Safe travels.
But to me, that whole situation is just wild.
And the bond with the group is stronger. This vicious cycle was discovered in the study of understanding the
interesting
negative
video. I'm gonna have to watch it
effects
again.
of watching social live streaming among Chinese viewers.
Oh,
One
I'll
can
chuck the
conclude
link in
that in a way,
the chat.
everyone suffers from
It's parasocial relationships explaining our monkey brain.
Other excellent, like an NBA player or an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Said, my brain can process it. I just wish the screamer was me.
Here we go. Paste that in. Yeah, if you want to check this out yourselves, it seems like an interesting video. I only had like a few views when I put it in the queue.
YouTube.be.
Also, welcome in, Destroyer.
Sarah Seshogan said, thanks.
My phone doesn't show me when it's like someone's first time arriving, so welcome in. I'm like rarely at the laptop, so I can actually see it for once. But yeah, look, this dude's got 121 subs, 69 views, but it's an interesting video. Like, he dives into it. It seems to be a topic that not a lot of people really cover with finesse.
parasocial relationships, but the vast majority does not cross a sufficient threshold for it to become a problem for the streamer themselves. For ordinary people,
you know what,
the
I would
streamer
even
is
say
closer to
that
them than the person is to the streamer.
Almost like pre-internet. You don't even need internet to have like a parasocial relationship. Because I knew in the car scene, there were people who had status, right? Like, oh, that's the guy who's a sponsored driver, or that's the guy who's done this, or he's been to Matsuri, like, and people elevate this, even in just the car that you have. It's like, oh, that's the guy with the GDR. People would put these people on pedestals, and everybody thought like they had like a reputation about them. Like everybody knew, oh, that's the guy, that's the guy. And then it just makes the interaction awkward with them. And then I found out, like, you can just talk to anyone, and like, they're cool with it. But other people will try, like, they try to hold you back. They're like, oh, you can't talk to him, he has a different type of car to you. It's like, no, man.
Okie Danny said, the KSP must have a thing for that. Car.
And they understand this.
Yeah, it was. There was like a total hierarchy. And it was all economically base. It was like the more expensive your car was and the more expensive stuff you did with your car, the higher status that you had. And a lot of this came from like either forums or even just knowing about it. Like you just knew people from the group. Like people would have like almost like reputations that preceded them, and then when they came to an event in your area, you'd be like, oh my god, so-and-so's here, blah, blah, blah. It was, yeah, it was kind of like my first experience with all this stuff, and it just, I don't know, it seemed weird that like people would just idolize random people. I remember there was one guy in Melbourne, used to drift, he had a 180SX, nice blue one, no, it was a Still 80, and I remember back in the day, a lot of people looked up to him. And he's got YouTube videos and stuff. And I watched some of those videos coming back, and it's so weird on the other side, because it's just like, they're just a bunch of kids having fun. It's like, why would people idolizing this guy? He's just doing what most people were doing. It was just such a strange thing to see.
Said, someone married someone who is apparently big into that. They were asking me about it like, well, Tone, and I was like, yeah, all right. How do you know him? I met him one time only.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's funny. Everybody reacts to it differently. Well, they handle it differently.
Who does not know about the viewer's existence personally. Their parasociality consists of regular support for the streamer, watching their content, and perhaps some bias toward them, without crossing into a blind fanatism. In conclusion, I want to tell you, blow your salary or the entire balance from your mom's credit card
Absolutely
on some
based
female
advice.
streamer with a pretty animal.
Use other people's money.
Bye bye.
To simp. Don't use your own. Alright, let's go get some education.
When I first opened DaVinci Resolve, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know if I was doing anything correctly or if my edits were even any good. They weren't. So this was 10 years ago, and things have changed. So to save you hours of time trying to figure out where to start, I'm going to show you the 8 things that I would do now to go from beginner to pro in DaVinci Resolve. And make sure you watch to the end, because the last one is the exact thing that made me go from editing for local businesses to working with worldwide brands.
Yeah, there's a free version and then there's the paid pro version. We gotta get Luke some of this shit, man. He'd be all over it. Nomad Special Ale. Sounds really sus though, but it's probably some pretty good beer.
Local businesses to working with worldwide brands like Rubik's. So the first thing I would do is just learn the basics. And to do this, I would give myself a little goal of making a really basic edit. It could be something really stupid, like this for example.
Cut, black bars. There was a transition there because the text is animated.
Who woke up one day
Fade vignette. Audio effects. This is really good advice. Yeah, just jump in, try a project. It's going to be different to what you're normally doing, but you're going to learn, oh man, I've got to rebind my keys. Oh, this is where all my assets are located. Oh, this is how the timeline works. This is how this tool works. Like, there's no substitute for just diving in and doing. Really? I don't know. I was thinking more... What was it? It was like Nomad Special Ale. It's like Gamer Girl bathwater, but you know, Nomadic Gaijin edition. That's actually not a bad idea.
So
you know how he makes the umeshu?
Like
he could bottle that up and put a little sticker on the box and like send that out to people, or like, you know, have it as like a special treat when you do like the nomadathons and stuff like that, or the meetups that he does.
Sarah Seshogan said, alright, sadly got a head off the
teaches
cliff.
you the
Gonna wake up
fundamentals,
early
like how to
tomorrow.
put clips on a timeline,
You got that
how to make
split
a cut
sleep
and
schedule.
delete things, and how
Have a
to
good one,
add...
dude.
Have fun, everyone.
Yeah, they called him racist in the, what was it? Like, one, it was either the umeshu one or the, what was it? The other beer one, the compressed carbonated one that he did. The home keg setup one that he had. Which is funny, because there's like not one thing in there. There's just someone's just being a dick, just being a troll.
like basic text and also add voiceovers as well. So while I'm doing this really simple edit, I'll find little things that I don't know how to do. So I'll then just go onto YouTube and search for a tutorial on how to do it. There's a good chance that someone's done a video about it. But don't just watch the tutorial. Make sure to practice what you learn straight away, otherwise it won't stick in your head as much. But YouTube isn't your only resource for learning the software. And this moves me on to number 2. Back when I first started editing, if YouTube didn't have the answer, then I'd have to go onto Google and spend ages sifting through a bunch of forums and...
So you'll be fine. Saturday, I'm not going to be home.
Finally found the answer I was looking for. Thanks to Turtleman306. You know who you are. But now, I don't have to waste my time doing that. I can just use AI to do it for me. I'll go to chatgpt.com and ask it a question. It will scour the internet for me and give me the answer instantly. Whether it's a simple answer like a keyboard shortcut.
This is exactly what I've been doing. I've been using Grok and just Google Gemini to like tell me, hey, how do I do this in DaVinci Resolve? And it's like, bang, 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 here's how you do it. But half the time it's like, oh, just use this tool. And it's like, where? Where's the tool? Where have you hidden it? I have no idea. Like, thanks for telling me how to do it, but I don't know where that thing is. Or it'll give you like an answer and it's like, oh, it will work in DaVinci 16. But we're up to DaVinci 20 now. And they've shuffled some stuff around, so it's not there anymore.
Step-by-step process of how to do something.
The learning curve just takes a while.
It's so good for stuff like this. AI is also built into DaVinci Resolve itself as well. So now a bunch of things that used to take ages can now be done with just a single
AI tools are really
click.
powerful.
I made a whole video about my top 10 favorite AI features that are inside of DaVinci Resolve. So I'll leave a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it yet. It's crazy some of the stuff you can do with it now. Number 3. The next thing I would do is set up a fast access system for my folders on my computer.
SSD.
This saves a ton of time. I used to have files from my timeline all over my computer. Some would be in the downloads folder, some would be on the desktop, some would be in my movies folder. It was just an absolute mess, and it made backing up my videos a nightmare. Now I have an organized system for my folders for every video that I edit, which also integrates with DaVinci Resolve. So let me explain. I have an external USB-C hard drive that I keep all of my video files on. I call this drive Media Files. Inside of here, I have a folder called My Clients Rushes. This is where I keep the video files for all of the videos I'm currently working on. And then when I finish them, I'll back the files up online and on a separate drive. So right now, I'm just working on a couple of videos for a YouTuber called Ed Lawrence. So inside of his folder, I have one folder for assets. So this is things like brand guides, logos, fonts, that sort of thing. And then I have a folder called videos. And inside of here, I have a folder for each video I'm working on. So this video is called Views to Sales.
I have like
and inside
my main
of here,
folder,
you can see I've got
work or clients or whatever you want to call it. And then in there, I've got the individual people. And then you go in there, and then I have their projects by date. So I'll type the date in the start of the folder, and then just keep it the same as I go through. And then like whatever it's about is like a descriptive thing at the end. And then once you go in there, then you got all the template stuff. But that way I can just quickly find, oh, okay, I'm working on this. Oh, that one was like from a year ago. That's where it is. It just makes finding stuff a little easier.
Folder for A-roll, which has Ed's A-roll in. I have a folder for video assets, which has all of the other media that Ed has given me, like screen recordings and images. And I've also got a folder called extra media. These are things that I've downloaded or made for the video, like extra images and screen recordings. I like to keep these separate because I want a quick access to the media that I've just downloaded. Ed's videos don't normally have B-roll, sound effects or music.
I feel an ad coming on.
I'd also have
He's
a
going to push like
folder for
epidemic sound or some shit any second now.
So the way to integrate this with DaVinci Resolve is by coming over to the media pool, and in here you can see that I already have bins set up for the same things. So I'll drag that videos folder and drop it on the rushes bin here. If I drop it over here instead, then the next part I'm about to show you won't work. It has to be dropped on the left-hand side here. So this creates its own bin for that video. And then if I right-click on this bin and come down to automatically resync media files, This means that whenever I'm saving a new file for a video, I just save it in my
that's
folder
pretty
here,
useful.
and then it's automatically going to show up in
That's
DaVinci.
way
So no
faster,
more
'cause
downloading
instead of,
something and then
grabbing it
trying
from the
to
website,
find if
chucking it
it's...
in the folder, grabbing it from there, importing it in, putting it on the timeline. You can just go straight from wherever you've got it, chuck it on the timeline, and it's done. I wonder if that works the other way around. You just put it in the right folder and it automatically shows up in the bin. That would be useful.
in the downloads or the desktop or wherever, I know exactly where it is, and then when I finish a video, all of the files for it are in this one folder that can be backed up. Keeping files organized saves so much time and confusion. And then if you have to go back to make changes on an old video, then you know that you're not going to be missing any files. Number 4, the next thing I would do is something that isn't talked about anywhere near enough. When I used to put text on screen, I'd sometimes have it right on the edge of the frame like this. Or I might have it overlapping something where you can barely read it like this. And this is because I didn't know basic composition and design rules. So my text on the edge of the frame is actually breaking a simple composition rule, which is to keep text inside of the safe zone. DaVinci Resolve has an inbuilt overlay which you can use as a guide for this. If you come to this button here and click on the drop down arrow, click on title.
This doesn't feel like a mistake a lot of people are going to make.
Showing you
the moment they
is...
see it in like a weird spot, they're just going to instinctively know that looks like crap. I need to move it somewhere better, and then they'll do it.
Side of it is the safe zone for text, and everything out of it is too close to the edge. In fact, these guides can do a ton of useful things, like setting a center guide so you can see where the center of your frame is. You can also turn on these guides here, which you can drag around wherever you like. And then if you have your on-screen overlay on with snapping enabled, then you can drag your image over the guides and it will automatically snap to them. Another design rule that you'll want to follow is to give contrast to make things stand out. Like with this text example here, you can barely see the text because it's blending in with the background. So that's why with one of my presets I made, it is really easy to make the text stand out. I can add a drop shadow, or I can add an outline and then blur it so that the text has this subtle dark patch behind it to make it stand out from the background easier. Or I can just add a background color behind the text. All of these things will make the text pop out from the background instead of being difficult to read. Another thing you can do is put the text in the center of the frame, dim the background and give it a slight blur to bring the viewer's eyes to the text. So you could use a Gaussian blur effect in the background and then add a black solid color and then bring the opacity down to do this. I actually made a preset called Blur and Tint which makes this a lot easier to do.
It's another good
so
thing,
I can just
like
add
if
it to
you
the
do
background
stuff
here
frequently,
and it's done.
Or you've set, like something took you a while to set up in a project, like turn it into a preset because it makes it easy to use the next time. Instead of like, oh, I've got to do the whole process again. Or open the project and copy it over. Just have it set up and ready to go.
Basic composition and design rules will 100% improve your editing. All you need to do is search basic composition and design rules on YouTube, and there's a ton of videos here that will teach you the fundamentals
not just
that you
video
can apply
editing,
directly
Photoshop,
to video editing.
photography,
And since I just mentioned about using
actual
presets, this
like,
brings me on to number 5.
things.
Don't waste time animating things by hand and then repeating the same steps over and over again, when you can just use presets that have already done all of the hard work for you. So for example, if you want a bit of text to slide in on screen, instead of dragging the text off screen, setting a keyframe, dragging it to where you want it to go, setting another keyframe, then have to play around with the timing because it's too slow, and then having to play around with the keyframe handles to try and make it look smooth, just use a preset that's done all of this already. Like here, I would just use my in and out transitions preset. I've got a ton of them that are all pre-animated, so I just drag this one on, which is called Slide It.
It will speed things up, you can get stuff done more quickly, but then you lose your own unique style for the video, because you'll want to do things a certain way, and the preset will have its own way of doing things, and it might not be adjustable to get it to the way that you want to do it. So whenever you see like sort of like really stylized effects and stuff like that you haven't seen anywhere else, it's usually because they've done it manually themselves and it took a long time to do. So I mean, yeah, if you want to get stuff done quickly and have your work look like everyone else's work, hey, that's not a bad idea. But I think it's better to invest the time, cultivate your own style, turn that into presets that you're going to continually use, and go that way.
In from left, and it'll just slide in from the left, nice and smoothly. I can adjust the timing with the transition handle, and I can even use it again to animate off, or even put it between two clips to animate one off
that,
and then the other on.
It's like how many different ways
this are a huge time saver. And these in and out transitions here, these are just one of my 21 presets that are part of my Essentials preset pack, which includes effects, generators, titles, and transitions. So if you want to make your life easier, follow in the footsteps of tons of editors who are already editing faster than ever by checking out my Essentials preset pack in the link below. Number 6. The next thing I would do is something that a lot of editors forget about, which is to learn how to color grade and how to edit your audio. Because it can be really easy to forget these things as a new editor if you spend most of your time on the edit page. But learning these two skills can take your video from looking and sounding like this to looking and sounding like this, so you don't want to skip it. There's tons of in-depth tutorials on YouTube showing how to learn these two things. And I've also made a couple of videos showing how I would color grade and edit audio for one of my subscribers' videos. So I'll leave a link to those videos in the description below if you want to check them out. But this is definitely something that you don't want to skip. I remember
doing it with photos, like use Lightroom to edit photos that you already have. Because all the stuff that you learn there, that's applicable to video. The difference with video is the lighting conditions can change. So it can be hard to like grade something, get it looking nice in one bit, and then the camera moves and you're somewhere else, and now the lighting's all different. That's tricky. But for static shots, like you don't have a problem.
I remember delivering a video to a client years ago before I properly learned how to color grade, and he came back to me and he said, "Yeah, it looks good. Can you start on with the color grade now?" And I read it and I was thinking, I've already done the color grade. And it was at that moment that I learned how to actually do it, and it took my image from this to this. I didn't even realise how bad it looked originally, so this was definitely an eye-opener for me. I learned how to actually do it, and it took my image from this.
So that's sort of 50-50. So he's sharpened it up a lot. He's stripped out. Has he adjusted the white balance? Yeah, he's cooled off the whole image. I can't really see what else he's done. There's more contrast. Maybe he's made those reds pop a bit more. They're a different hue to the other reds for sure. They're a much warmer red, but that's part of the white balance. It looks like he's got a lot of magenta in it, but it just could be the crappy laptop screen that I got.
To this. I didn't even realise how bad it looked originally, so this was definitely an eye-opener for me. Number 7. If you've watched my videos before, then you'll know that I always recommend to people to learn keyboard shortcuts.
Yesterday how to import LUTs into DaVinci Resolve so that I can use them. Because I've got a CineStyle. I film in CineStyle. Right now that camera is in CineStyle, and I'm using OBS to convert it over to just what it should be, and I use a LUT to do that. And I didn't know how to get that same LUT into DaVinci, and I figured it out, chucked it in, and it works all good. Usually like a LUT is more of a correction, like you've got log footage, you want to get it back to looking normal, like the Rec 709 conversion, just get it normal. But yeah, that's probably like LUTs with like a visual style applied to them. So I'll check it out.
Whole editing process like crazy. So if you find yourself clicking the same things on the timeline or the menus over and over again, have a look and see if it has a keyboard shortcut for it, or if you can make one. So if I right click on this clip here, you can see it shows me what the keyboard shortcuts are for these different things. So if I found that I keep right clicking and hitting ripple delete, then I would just make a note of the keyboard shortcut for that, which is Shift Backspace, and then use that instead. So my goal would be to learn a couple of shortcuts a day, and then over time, these shortcuts will start to become second nature to the point where I now actually use hundreds of these shortcuts. And I have them on my mouse, I have them on a console of buttons, and I also have them on my iPad. And you might be wondering, wait,
I don't
How
care,
are
I don't
you
have an
using them on your
iPad.
iPad? Well, this brings us on to number 8. The one thing that has taken me from editing for local businesses up to working with global brands like Rubik's. So about 3 years ago, I was in a bit of an editing rut. I was editing the same videos over and over, and my editing just
pays
felt
the
a bit
bills. You gotta
stagnant.
do it.
And I remember I got to the end of the year and I thought to myself, my editing literally hasn't improved at all in the last 12 months. And so I made a point to myself to make sure that when I get to this time next year, I will be a much better editor than I am today. So I had to push myself.
Oh,
I
man,
started
that's gonna be
learning
fun
the
to
Fusion
learn.
page, which opened up a whole other world of possibilities to my edits. I started actively looking for editing inspiration in films and on YouTube, and then recreating those things for myself in clients' videos. I then got the opportunity to edit videos for Rubik's. It was a series of videos on how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and they had recorded their hands solving the cube, but they were having trouble with showing certain things to the camera. So I learned a 3D program called Blender and built the cube in 3D and exported those animations back into DaVinci to show those more complicated parts. And they liked it so much that they asked me to redo all of the videos completely in 3D. But having better looking edits wasn't enough for me. I wanted to create a whole workflow that would allow me to edit faster and easier than ever. So I built a whole time-saving system with my iPad. So for example, with Rubik's, I created branded titles and assets on the Fusion page to be able to use in their videos. And then I saved them all as presets that could be found here. And then I set them up with my iPad so I can just tap on the image for that title and it instantly comes.
So it just makes sense. Alright, we're going to be doing this for like a month or so. Let's set up the macros now, the shortcuts and presets now, so we just burn through it and get it done quickly. But once he's done with that project, like, you're not going to be using them
my
again.
cursor on the timeline. I was editing faster than ever, and the quality of my editing was higher than ever too. And this was all because I actively pushed myself. I took myself out of my comfort zone and tried something new. And with AI and all of these tutorials out there now, there's never been a better time to learn how to edit. And if you want to set up that iPad system for yourself,
we're gonna
watch this
share
video
this URL.
here, which shows
He's
exactly.
got some other videos that seem quite useful. So just let me grab that. Do that one. Throw it over here. Bang. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. I just need to use the toilet quickly. So in the meantime, please enjoy the BRB screen. And Attenborough style.
It is diverging from the other one because they had a disagreement.
The herd of boats have had a conflict. treadmill. Alright, I'm back there. Is this one working? Or has it bombed out? Says it's going. No, disconnected. I have to try this again. It'd be nice if this thing would just keep going when I change scenes. I need to figure out, like, there's got to be a parameter setting or something I can do to fix that. There we go, we're back! Oh, alright, what's the next video? I need to get this started again too. Gotta start everything up. Alright, how fast should we go? We'll go as fast as before. We're doing 3.5Ks, that's a pretty good, easy to keep up with. Alright, let's full screen that and go on to the next video. Today, eventually. Make sure we got chat as well, it's kind of important. I've got to adjust this a little bit so I can see what's going on. Yeah, like that, that works. Alright, cool.
Exactly how I did it, and how you can set it up for yourself along with your own
all these
custom
guys, they
keyboard
all try to sell
shortcuts
presets.
that will speed up your editing like
because it's a digital thing that you can sell over and over again, so I kind of get why they do it. It obviously works, but I don't know. Is it necessary? Ah, this guy's awesome. This is Armando, and he's from LA.
So freaking...
He's a filmmaker. He works with film crews. He does a lot of short films and stuff. I think he's mostly like a DP, director of photography, but he also does a lot of other roles. And he does a lot of really good gear reviews, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. He's overall just a cool dude.
Expensive that if a product is not a 10 out of 10,
he's got
I'm not
going to
buy it. I decided to make this video of filmmaking gear that's actually worth buying in
sack
2026 because
tripod.
Right now with the state of the economy,
Very nice,
everything
very
is so expensive.
tripod.
And again, if something doesn't hit like high marks, I'm not touching it. So for me, this is a curated list of products that I should have bought sooner because they're incredible. The first one is from a company called Light Widow. And what this does is actually pretty brilliant. So it doesn't matter what follow focus system you use, whether it's from DJI, Tilta, after a while they're going to
explain.
slip.
So the reason he has that is a lot of
And
cinema
the
lenses,
worst
they're
part
just
is
manual focus only. And the camera operator can't always be doing manual focus. They got to hold on to it and get around and do stuff. So often you'll have a remote person with like a control that controls focus, and their job is just to pull focus. So that's what this system's for, what it's set up to do. But it might be like a solo,
you're filming, sometimes like you
setup.
accidentally bump it and then the whole follow focus gear comes off. It is very annoying. So with this Light Widow fizz lock, it literally locks your fizz and it works pretty much
like
with any system out there. Let me demonstrate. So let's pretend I'm going to do a lens change. All I have to do is just loosen this up right here, and you can see it's loose. I take out my lens, put in my new one, and most manufacturers, all of the lenses are gonna line up for the most part. I would say 90% of them. So all you do is just, once you put your new lens in there, make sure it aligns.
Then locked into their
and there
system.
it is. And then I'm going to recalibrate it, and then I'm done. That's basically it. Now, this thing is on there so freaking tight that I'm gonna demonstrate. Watch this. I'm literally gonna hold, this thing weighs about 8 pounds. I'm gonna hold the whole entire rig from the follow focus. Look at this. I'm even shaking it.
Just
it's pretty heavy, dude. Look
rips apart and breaks.
Now, watch this. I'm gonna show you that it still works and it's still engaged. Look, still works, still engaged. Once again, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it from here. Look.
He's determined to break this
from the Light Widow. In fact, I'm gonna try to demo it this way. Look, I'm literally holding it.
Yeah, that'd be an expensive
I don't want to make sure I don't drop this. Look, holding it from the fizz unit. Make sure this is still there. Look at this. Watch. It does not disengage. I wish I would have bought this way sooner because this thing is awesome.
There's the sack. So is it fizz lock?
So I think that we can all agree that somewhere in our home, studio, or office,
That's the
there's
Sony
an
one.
NPF battery laying around. And that's because most monitors, in fact, every monitor that I own uses an NPF battery and a bunch of accessories too. So these things have kind of become like a staple in terms of battery. This one here I found on Amazon and it's like 65 bucks, so it's definitely not gonna break the bank, but it's like the ultimate of NPF batteries. Not only does it hold a ton of power, 8,700 milliamps,
really big.
this thing will last a very long time. But it's
I
also
am.
built like a tank. I think
I'm
this whole
doing
housing is made out of
treadmill
metal. In fact,
reactions
you've got
to YouTube
quarter 20 mounts.
while I slowly walk at 3.5 kilometers an hour. I got that camera over there, and then the laptop, and they send off to my computer and put it all together, and that's the stream. But it's not perfectly synchronized, right? So I'll click my fingers when I start the video up, and you'll see what the delay is. Like 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hey, everyone's doing their own thing.
The other
How
cool
was
thing
the
too
cooking
is there's a
stream?
little LCD display
I'm
that
hoping
lets you
that
know how much battery life
what were you guys doing? You were
you
doing
have
like
left. So as you
enchiladas
can
or
see,
fajitas
fully
or
charged at
something?
100.
I saw chicken, I saw avocado, I saw cheese.
That's quite a delay.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. I need a faster laptop, that'll fix it. But that's not happening anytime soon, so it's as good as I can get it for now.
Most NPF batteries do not let you know how much battery life is left. Another thing that's really neat about this NPF battery is that you can charge
Quesadillas, that's what they were.
with this USB-C port.
Yeah,
so if
they,
you've got any accessories
you had all the ingredients
that you want
there.
to power,
Hopefully
you can
Benji
power
put it
them
all
via
together in the right
USB-C.
order and
You
they
can
tasted
also
pretty good.
charge this with USB-C. There's also a DC barrel on this side that gives you 7.4 volts.
Oh, I'm sure the
So
chicken
again,
will
if you
be
want to power
cooked all the way
something
through.
else, you have.
I've seen people serve chicken that comes out a little bit rubbery, and I'm like, I'm not having that. You can risk it, I'm good.
Of a DC barrel, but what makes this thing unique is that it has 2 NPF slots.
This guy also
on
has
both
like a
sides. Now,
Tesla
you might be asking
Cybertruck,
yourself,
which he
why
uses
would
for
you need
work
such a
because he
thing?
needs
Well,
the power
let me
from it.
demonstrate. I've got a monitor here. This one's from Newer. And I'm gonna go ahead and just connect it here. So now I've got 8,700 milliamps, which probably will last me all day. But there's also an NPF slot here.
That's why.
Now, most wireless transmission systems, you're talking
This is
Holland,
expensive
DJI,
stuff.
even some from Teradek use an
Hey,
NPF
Benji.
connection. So
How you
I
doing,
have
man?
one here from DJI. And
Hang on
because
a
it uses
second, I gotta
NPF,
check something.
all I have to do is just slide this in here, and now I've got.
How was your dinner, man? I'm not sure if my phone is showing me the right stuff. I've got to check on here every now and then. But it seems all good. Yeah, I heard you guys had quesadillas. I saw you cooking them up at the start. I had to leave just as you were heating up the pan and getting told off for heating up the pan without doing any food prep first. So I'm hoping your food turned out good.
Benji West said, yay.
Little
Thanks
baby
for dropping in."
director's
That's
monitor.
alright.
'Cause this
I
is
like
now
dropping
a
into your
receiver
streams. They're always
that is
interesting.
all being
You're always
powered
doing new
with
interesting
one
stuff,
battery.
so that's what makes it good. Unlike myself, who's going to
So
be
these next
trapped
products
on the
are from a
treadmill
company called
while it's
ZG
raining
Cine.
all winter, and hopefully it won't go for too long. When we do get clear weather, I'll get on the
Just
bike.
following the instructions.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Food, like chefs, it's just food assembly. You procure what you need, all the materials and stuff, and then you just assemble it and put it together, and it usually turns out pretty good.
You need an umbrella hat.
Umbrella hat, it'll just get blown off. I need to just not be a sook and just ride in the rain. That would be ideal.
Benji West said, is that why you've not been doing by
Yeah, just the
Which
weather,
is
man.
actually today's video
All
sponsor.
next
Now they
week
sent
we've
a
got
bunch
like
of products.
basically like cold and rain, and I'm an asthmatic, so when it gets below 16 degrees, like I can't ride my bike. I just have problems. Whereas in here, it's relatively warm. It's not too bad. It is insulated in here, but we've got the big garage doors. They let a lot of the heat out. But I figured this is a good alternative. I can jump on the treadmill, I can burn through some YouTube videos, and I can still stream. So I'm giving this a bit of a shot for now. Oh, also, it serves a secondary purpose, or rather the primary purpose,
For me to
which
test
is for me to get more comfortable being in front of the camera instead of having the camera here looking forwards with me behind it. So, seems to be working. I think I'll be filming my first proper YouTube video next week. I've just got a bit of work to wrap up, and then I can get stuck into that.
Out, and I've been using them for over 6 months, and the ones that really stood out and I feel fall into this category of gear that I wish I would have bought sooner, or gear that's actually worth buying, are a couple of these that I'm going to
by the way, this video is
the
just
first
like
one being
he's showing
this
off all
battery
his
plate.
like
By the way,
camera
they have
gear
a
and
bunch
stuff.
of battery plates.
I
I'm
think
gonna
that
show
he
you.
went to like a recent convention, and like those companies gave him a bunch of stuff, and now he's just promoting it. But some of it'll be interesting. I got drawn in by the clickbait title, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, heavy breathing. I use that mostly for food, but it's applicable to a lot of other spots.
But this one here is special because most battery plates don't have enough ports.
I mean, a lot of this
These
stuff
guys
could be used for
have
streaming
a ton
too.
of ports. Look at all the D-tap ports on top.
There's a big crossover.
You also get a USB-C and LiMo port on top, and there's also another USB-C and D-tap port on the side. You've got quarter 20 on both sides. You've got quarter 20 mounts on the bottom. As you can see, we mounted this rail here, so you can mount this on the rail. But what makes this battery special is, let's say, for example, you've got your battery plate, you've got your power here, your V-mount, and then it's about to die. And the battery literally dies. Well, there's a built-in battery in here. You can see, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. So long as it's enough to like last while you swap batteries, like that's good. It's like 90% last time I checked. There's built-in power here. There's about 50 watt hours, a little over 50 watt hours, which means you'll be able to swap your batteries without having to power down your camera or even any accessories. And when you pull the battery, there's a timer that counts down and gives you about 90 seconds.
That was for a project I did a long time ago.
Now, the one that I personally like to use a lot because I shoot a lot of mirrorless cameras is this guy.
Dude. You didn't have to do that, but hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think you're the second person to subscribe as well, so welcome in. I wasn't expecting that. I like the camera one.
This is their little
I did that one too.
plate here. And
that's actually my other camera. That's my first camera.
Look how tiny it is.
Which is like a Canon T6 or 1300D. And I got my nice camera over there. That's the Canon 90D with a really nice lens on it. It's got the Sigma 18 to 35. So I'm planning to do some photography streams.
Love the content, dude. Keep up the good work.
The content is a 40-year-old man on a treadmill watching YouTube. But hey, I'm hoping it's actually entertaining. I mean, I'm entertained. I've got YouTube to watch. I don't know how it is for everyone else, but hopefully it's good. I try to pick like fairly interesting videos, but I'll sneak a few in that I like as well.
In order to release the
and this is like,
you have to
this
push
is one
this
for
button
me.
here that is always located.
But it's not too long. We'll get through it pretty quickly.
The problem with that is, you see this monitor here? Most mirrorless cameras are going to push that. Also, this happens to me a lot, is if I'm hand-holding the rig, sometimes I accidentally bump it out. That's actually happened to me a lot of times, which is why I've always tell companies, please put a lock on the lever. Well, these guys did something a little different.
You can see he's got the original,
in order to release
like the little screen
the V-mount, they have a little mechanism that's
that looks like an FX3 or FX30 or something like that.
Located on top, which I can appreciate. Also, this is a rail-less design. If you didn't pay attention, there's no rails. I love how tiny this little setup is.
I can do that pretty much with the camera that I've got right over there.
And look,
I just pop it off the tripod and carry it around.
I've got a D-tap here on the side. I've got a D-tap here on top. Another D-tap here on the bottom.
Actually, let's try that
and
right
USB-C
now.
to power my camera,
just give me 1 second.
Is fantastic. Now, let's go ahead.
I've never done this, so just bear with me. I'll show you something cool. So, how do I easily take this off? I've got to undo this one. And then hold on so I don't break anything. Ta-da! And we're mobile. Check it out. And bam. Now we're wide view. So I've got a completely mobile DSLR setup. I don't know how the mic audio is. I'm behind a shotgun mic.
Oh shit.
Yeah, check it out. So here's my car. I'm slowly fixing it. I'll show you what the main problem is. The main problem is this bit, which is really bad. Can I fix the aperture on this? No, it's about as... I can put the ISO up. Just let me do that quickly. There you go, now you can actually see. So yeah, I've got to rip this whole panel off and weld on a new one, which I've got sitting over here. Hang on, I've got to fix the ISO again. It's all set to manual because it's just... There we go. Yeah, so there's a whole panel here. So I'm going to rip that off and weld that onto my car. And then it'll be good again. So, let's get back on the tripod. And this setup lasts for a while. It'll go for like... I can get 4 hours out of it with both batteries. Like that's the phone battery and the camera battery. And then obviously put like a bigger battery on and you're good to go for like way longer. So eventually I'd like to cover events and stuff like this. I reckon that'd be really cool. Alright, let's make sure this doesn't fall off, otherwise I'm going to be crying. Get this in a good angle, and actually go back to like that. And I think I had it sort of like about there. I'll find out in a second. But yeah, that's my setup. It's got a lot of potential. I just need to take it to the right places and then we're good to go. Oh, let's get the treadmill on again. There we go.
Benji West said, by the way, you probably know already that
Yeah.
there's some weird encoding thing going on
Yep.
with your camera.
I've found the problem with that. That's my GPU.
Benji West said, it like warbles every 4 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's whenever the keyframes go. If I've just got, like, look, I can fix it. If I change from here and I go live, we go to the big screen, I'll bet you it's not doing it right now. Now it should be pretty good. So the problem is my computer's got like a really crappy old GPU in it. It's a 4GB RX 580. That's on its last legs. Like I've got 2 fans zip tied to it that shouldn't be there. It's just the old fans died, so it keeps it cool, keeps it going. But yeah, it's it's old. And I've got this laptop sending the SRT stream of the laptop to that computer.
Benji West said, oh, I remember your GPU.
Yeah, it's on the list of things to fix. It'll get there. It's not a priority, but it'll get there. But right now, it should be good. It's only when there's two H.264s that it's got to decode. So I've got the laptop sending to the computer. I've got that sending to the computer because that camera's not attached to this at all. They're separate. So yeah, when there's 2, there's problems. When there's 1, it's not so bad. So we'll go back there. Yeah, watch, it'll start up again now. Oh, this is another weird thing it does too. Like this kind of drops out for a little bit. But yeah, now we're back. It's just hardware problems, man. I'll get around to fixing it soon.
See, I've got their
for a single feed, it works, so that's
one thing
not too
I do
bad.
like about ZG Cine is they don't skip out on
It's
ports.
fine for the bike
They also have
streams.
different varieties. So this one's more like DC barrel and USB-C. Then if you wanted their big bad boy, their
That's a
X22,
massive battery. You could
this
rob a
guy
bank
has
with that thing.
everything. Look at this. You've got D-tap on top. Sorry, there's little things get in the way. You've got DC, USB-C,
Yeah, man.
more D-taps on the side.
We'll get there.
More D-taps on the side.
Ideally,
And
I'll
this
get
is
like a
an
9060 XT.
222.
Or if I'm roughing it, I'll get
Benji
like
West
a
said,
B580.
now go, gotta rush off to bed.
Yeah, so
Great stream, mate.
pretty late. And you've got to be a responsible adult. You've probably got work tomorrow. So have a good one, man. Thanks for dropping in and thank you very much for the sub. And yeah, I'll pop in on your next stream, man. I'll definitely see you around, see what you're up to. Weekend's coming, so I'm sure you'll have something planned. But yeah, have a good one.
Shooting like a little documentary, and we use this on an FX6.
Yeah, that's
it
a
lasted
massive
the
battery.
whole entire day, and I think even after the whole day, I think we still had like 45%.
You probably
This thing
couldn't
is
bring
a
that on a
monster.
plane,
Not to
though.
mention, because of the weight, if you're using heavier lenses, I think we're using the Arles lenses.
Yeah,
the
that's also a
counterweight that
heavy
this adds
setup.
is excellent. So you definitely want to use this on bigger setups. And the last thing I want to talk about is these little extra batteries.
Oh, it's got
They
a,
sell these little power banks.
got a tripod
But
mount
what's
on it.
neat about them is they
And a
come in
hot
2
shoe.
different
Or a cold
sizes,
shoe.
and they have quarter 20 mounting options here. And as you can see, PD power, you can even power a laptop. But what I like about this is
Yeah,
that they have
D-Tap's like a
D-tap.
standard
So,
power connector
yeah,
for a lot
D-tap
of the
here.
cinema stuff.
D-tap here.
You
So
can get little adapters
this
for 'em
can
too.
actually save you in a pinch. These little power banks, because it has pretty much USB-C. You can power your laptop. You can power, like I would actually probably put a little monitor up here.
That's cool.
Use it as a director's monitor, and now this becomes the handle, which is also powering
You could put an
the
Osmo
monitor.
Pocket
So
on that.
just different options that they have. So I do want to thank them for sponsoring today's video, and check them out. I'll leave
I
links
knew
to
there
all
was a
their
sponsor
stuff
in here somewhere.
down
There
below.
always is.
This next product I want to talk about is called Cine Jaws. This is a collaboration with Brady Bassett and Condor Blue. This clamp allows you to pretty much mount a bunch of different accessories, lights. I've even used this to
check
mount
out that
cameras
setup. That's
onto a
crazy.
motorcycle. It is
Crash, you're literally
extreme-
going through the camera. So they got it mounted to the shock towers, but it's not the part of the shock that moves. That looks like an inverted shock. So the housing's up the top. This bit down here is what moves. That moves up and down. So I wonder how like stable that would be. That's crazy. Imagine getting pulled over by the cops. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just making a TikTok, bro. It's fine. Don't worry. Ignore the huge metal scaffolding hanging off my bike.
Really versatile. In fact, we're actually using it right now
It does
to
seem
mount
useful,
a
though.
Pro Photo light. I have it mounted here on the rail. You can see here we've got a giant 600 watt Pro Photo light, and of course it's getting powered by the Cybertruck here. We've got an outlet here, which is amazing. So
like a
yeah,
mobile
extremely
studio.
versatile.
Just take it
I
wherever you
pretty
want.
much rig up anything I want to this. Lights, cameras, I even use this for my audio setup at home. I've got a little V-mount plate that I've attached to it. And again, extremely useful.
Oh, man.
Anyway, guys, it's getting pretty windy here.
Yeah,
Look how
tilt a
windy
bit.
it is, you can see. And it's not going anywhere. Anyway, this thing
Oh,
is
God,
awesome.
you
You
can
got
hear the mic.
little
The
pins
mic's
here that you
struggling.
can use. Like for example, this is NATO rail. So you can slide this on here. There's also another pin that you can use as we mounted the light. There's so many
quite cheap,
ways that
this
I've
thing, too.
used this.
I
This is
wouldn't
one of those
say that
things
being
that
more
it's
than
like,
like
I call it the
40, 50 bucks.
MacGyver clamp because it is so versatile. But anyway, guys, it's getting super windy here. I hope you guys enjoyed your video. If you
better
did,
than
give it a thumbs up.
bro. I will
My
give
name
you
is Armando. Thanks again.
a link shout out in my chat. This guy does a lot of videos like this, but he also does some interesting stuff that's quite useful. So he's worth checking out. He's got his pulse on like all the new camera gear, but more from like a like cinema type perspective. So throw him in there. Let's roll on to the next one.
_7 said, YouTube.be.
There we go. Oh, I think I know what my problem is.
And you will catch me in the next one. Adios.
No,
You
surely.
gotta go,
Hang
bro.
on, let me just check something. No, okay, that's no. I'm imagining things. The problem will persist. I mean, there's a lot of gear YouTube channels out there, but his is one of the better ones. I like his presentation styles too. He's quite friendly. All the other guys are like kind of boring. It's very technical and drag on. And make it interesting, man. All right, computer nerd news time.
Microsoft
Let's
just
go.
slapped PC gamers in the face in an updated recommendation that they later tried to walk back. So a few days ago, the company published a note that essentially said if you want, quote, no worries when it comes to gaming PCs
That's
running
why I
Windows
stick with
11,
Windows
you're
10.
gonna need 32 gigabytes of RAM. Now, if it was any other time before, say, 7 months ago, I don't think anyone would have cared. Plenty of people would have likely claimed that this has been the case
that's
for
memory.
years at this
Like, you
point.
should have
I mean,
more than
even the
16 by
upcoming
now.
Lego Batman game requires 16 gigabytes of memory for the minimum specs and 24 gigs at 4K. So 16 is clearly on the way out. But the problem is, of course, timing.
come down a
Gamers
little.
are drowning under the insane
Still a
prices
lot.
of memory and, even more recently, storage. Which is why Microsoft announcing this caused a lot of people to start questioning why. Besides all the
Yeah,
AI
it's a good
bloat,
question to
what
ask.
has Microsoft given us over the years? I'm sure they would argue that game developers are the reason behind this change, but we all know that Windows uses way more resources than it needs to. So maybe Microsoft could do something to cut down on unneeded background tasks and services, or even let us pick what can be cut
Just
away.
spend more
That
money
would
and have
be
more
good,
RAM.
right?
So that lazy devs
Instead,
don't have to
Microsoft
optimize
decided
anything.
to just delete the blog post. I guess burying their head in the sand is better than providing an actual solution. And don't get me wrong, I don't fully blame this problem on Microsoft. Games have always needed more and more resources as new technologies emerge, and they don't make memory or anything like that, but this
16
definitely
gig of
wasn't the
RAM
best
on a computer is
approach.
still,
If you haven't gotten your
you know, like it's gonna take a lot to use all that up, and then telling people, hey, you gotta have 32. Dude, it's like a bloat issue, or like they're just too lazy to optimize, because you run a game and you check your stats, and it won't use that much RAM. There's a few games that'll use a lot, but there's really not that many that are gonna like max out even in 16 gig.
your free 128 gig flash drive from today's sponsor, you need to hurry. Because Micro Center's
yeah, totally
Austin,
relevant
Texas
for people
store is
in
getting
Australia and the rest
closer
of the
and
world.
closer to release.
I'm
Don't
good,
forget
man.
that you just need to click the link in the description and fill out the form. The grand reopening of their North Jersey store just happened a few days ago, but they're now doing it again with their Columbus, Ohio store. And you can get a free flash drive for when they reopen as well. If you still don't know about Micro Center, it's pretty much the only
pretty
place you
good
can go
computer shop,
in
though.
person and get just about any part you could want for your PC build. But they don't
wish we
just
had
have
something like that,
PC
yeah.
parts, they also have
All they are
everything
like
Apple. And
big
right now,
warehouse
it's their
front
Apple
desk.
savings
You know, tell them,
month,
hey, I
where you
need
can
this,
save
this, this,
hundreds of
and they run
dollars
and
on
get it.
Apple products, like this 16-inch MacBook Pro with an M5 Pro and 48 gigs of memory for $310
Let's,
off, or this 13-inch
accelerate
MacBook Air
this a
for
little bit.
$225 off. So check these out and make sure to get your free flash drive by visiting my links in the description below. it looks like things are getting even worse when it comes to pricing, supply, and all of that. Though there
that's
is
a
a glimmer of
59.
hope.
It's a very
So
expensive
specifically,
niche
we're
card.
talking about GPU prices, as a new poster originally from the Board Channel's forum and posted on multiple news outlets claims that
uses
ASUS
a
is
lot of
planning
RAM,
to
and they want it
decrease
for AI.
shipments of their RTX 5070 Ti cards, focusing on selling just a few mainstream models, but with a shift up in production of the RTX 5080 series. That's just great, given the 5070
Those
Ti
US
is
prices
already
too,
selling for
which
absurd
is
prices
insane.
right now pretty much across the board. Now, this does at least make sense given both cards come with the same memory package, so it's understandable that they would want to
I've been
sell
on here
the
for
higher end card to help
nearly
offset
2
memory
hours.
price
Oh, damn.
increases. Still, it does suck for everyone, but there is at least a glimmer of hope, as AMD's recent earnings call did claim that they expect a 20% decline
because they're
in
like
gaming
taking it
revenue
from here
quote,
and
higher
putting it into
memory and
AI over
component
here. Of course it's
costs.
gonna
Now,
only
I'm not
less.
saying that I'm happy about a decline in the gaming market, but
Because
it could
that
help
one
to put a
is
fire
more
under
profitable.
hardware makers to figure something out to help ease these prices. Of course, AMD's stock actually skyrocketed after their earnings due to a big increase in revenue from the AI segment, but this still isn't
pretty
good
crazy.
for
It's
them.
like a
Plus,
15,
they obviously have an
14%
incentive
rise
to
in one
deliver
day.
more memory for the AI segment as well, so here's to hoping
Stops
something
acting like
is
a
figured out,
cryptocurrency
or at
almost with
least
the,
get them to push RAM manufacturers
crazy
to up
volume that's got.
production.
Not
With
volume,
that said, there's
what's the
obviously
word?
only so much that can be
Volatility.
done, but hopefully this does end sooner than what's being said. Ryzen 10,000
Is it gonna be
CPUs
AM5
look set to
though?
completely
Oh,
change how we
AM6.
look at AMD CPUs, especially in gaming.
They're gonna release
And
new
there are
motherboards for
two
these, I'm sure
separate
of it.
changes that AMD is making that will each completely change everything. Before I get to the actual changes though, you have to understand one fundamental thing about how AMD's Zen architecture works. Specifically that each CPU, whether it's Ryzen, Threadripper, or EPYC, is built by combining multiple smaller dies together called chiplets. AMD may have gotten away from that
Well, now they
exact
stack
chiplet
them,
branding,
so they're
but
like
it's the
3D.
same thing. They do this
Which
because
makes,
it allows them to easily
dealing with the
scale
heat
from
kinda
low-end
difficult.
desktop to high-end server chips. It's also much cheaper for yield rates to throw away a small chiplet with a defect instead of the entire CPU. But from its inception, there's been an ongoing problem with this design, and that's cross-chiplet latency. Basically, anytime software needs to communicate between chiplets through the interconnect, there's a latency penalty because it can be much slower than talking to the cores within the same chiplet. Gaming is especially sensitive to this because it isn't as parallel, it depends on local cache a lot, and it likes to bounce between different threads. AMD has worked on this over generations
gonna
by
change
doing
the
small
physical
things like
layouts to
higher
get
clocked
around that.
Infinity Fabric. Arguably, the biggest jump in cross-CCX communication was going from 4 cores per chiplet to 8. That means the system didn't need to go across chiplets as often, but they've never had a massive jump in the actual tech behind the interconnect between chiplets. That is, until next gen. Which brings me to the first huge change. If the leaks from Mooresaw is dead are correct, and we've seen somewhat similar leaks with different implementation from others, but AMD is apparently planning a bridge die interconnect. This is huge because currently AMD connects chiplets through the package substrate, but this wiring is typically pretty large, has longer
One thing
trace
about this
links,
guy's videos
etc.
is he
But a
does
bridge die would be
he
made
makes
from
a lot of videos about like tech news and stuff, like multiple per week, and I don't think there's enough things happening in that space to really justify those videos. So some of them will go into like incredibly niche things like this, just so we can get like a video out.
from the same lithography tech that CPUs themselves are made from. So you can have vastly more interconnects, shorter distances, etc. Basically, this would mean a huge increase in the interconnect's bandwidth, potentially nearing the point where there's almost no added latency for cross-chiplet communication. That means you wouldn't have to worry as much about things like the 9900
good news, because I'm
X3D
broke, I
because
don't have
it
to worry
has
about
some
that thing
cores
yet.
disabled on one of the chiplets, or we could see a real jump in performance with dual chiplet X3D chips, like the 9950 X3D2, which is likely a big reason why you don't see much of a difference in gaming performance. The current gen interconnect is just slowing it down too much. With that said, there will still be some cross-chiplet latency, which is where the next huge change comes in. According to multiple leaks, Ryzen 10,000, or whatever it ends up being called, comes with 12-core chiplets instead of 8. And this is a huge deal because it not only reduces the cross-chiplet communication even needed, but it also brings awesome chips like a 10800X3D with 12 cores, meaning a single chiplet CPU with 3D feed cache and 12 cores. So if you were thinking that 8 cores could soon not be enough for gaming, here's
I
your
might skip
answer.
this one because we just had a nerdy computer video, and I'd like to jump on to the next one. So I'll watch that one myself. What do we got next? I can't even remember what I queued up. Do I have anything? Is there any videos next? Probably a good idea to check. Look, it's doing things, it's thinking, it's getting there. What's this? Oh, this is just Daily Dose of Internet. Stop.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet.
I'll click stop, I just gotta wait for it.
Alright.
There we go.
Spin it around and say the
Alright. Let's have a quick look, what else we got? We've got to move this whole thing down. Ah, this will be good. It's another me video, but it's kind of interesting. This guy really films his stuff nicely. He's a former photographer for Speed Hunters, and then once that went bust, he started up his YouTube channel, where he might have already been doing it, but he's kind of been pushing this one quite a lot. He does good stuff. Basically, I'm incredibly jealous of what he gets to do. I wish I could do this stuff. It would be amazing.
Hey, welcome to a new video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We
so
are
this
at the
is
Forza
sponsored
Horizon
by
6
them, obviously. He's
game
getting
launch for
paid
the
to
party
do this
here in Shibuya in the heart of Tokyo.
Or maybe they just
Tomorrow, so it's
invited him
gonna
as
be a
like,
really,
hey,
really
this is
special
cool
game.
content.
And I have a bit of news for you guys to go along with the coverage from today's event. And you might have noticed what I'm actually standing in front of. This is the GR
It's a Toyota. Toyota made that thing.
of the game.
Not Lexus. And it's absolutely nuts. FC. Oh, it's hanging off the wheels.
And I have a really cool bit of news to share with you guys. I'm actually joining the Forza team as an ambassador.
So that means a lot more videos featuring
my
Forza
experiences
ads.
here in Japan and in Japanese car
Yeah,
culture
we'll see what they do.
with the rest of the team. And it's not just me, Turnpike is also joining as an ambassador. We're going to be sharing stories from Japan, Japanese car culture, myself, Alec, and Larry.
Was that a Suzuki, what are they called? I know what the front of it is. Not.
And you guys,
Damn,
you know,
I can't
I am
remember the name
so
of it.
grateful to be actually joining the team,
Oh.
being able to share my experience
I know
here
it's a
in
Suzuki.
Japan with car culture. And
They're
even
normally
with
like a
Turnpike,
van.
You know, we're going to be sharing so many
little
stories
minivan
behind the
car.
scenes and just give you a glimpse into so much more than we're usually able to share. So make sure you check back for that because it's going to be exciting. I'm so super pumped
There's
to get
Larry.
going with this, and I'm sure
Larry
you
Chen.
guys are too. All right, so we're actually going to start checking out the party venue from the rooftop, where my RWB 964 is on display here, right across from the DJ booth. There will be music playing. Unfortunately, as you can see, it is raining pretty badly, but
Still gotta run the
it's
event.
okay. We're still gonna enjoy
That's
ourselves.
nice.
Right in front of the 964 is the Drifter
Oh, that was the
promotional
mock-up
car
one that they did.
for Japan, Lola, JDM Lola, I guess. And right behind me, we have this beautiful purple Aston Martin. We're gonna kind of walk down this car park in the center of Shibuya. It's an insane location.
You can see
Every
the umbrella
level has been kind of
just up the
curated
top.
to kind of represent Japanese car culture or a
Could've
slice
edited
of car
that
culture
out.
in general.
You could use
giving
like
a bit
a
of a
mask to
Japanese
fix
vibe
that.
to it to kind
But
of
they
go
didn't.
along with the whole Japan layout of Forza 6 Horizon.
I think it's just the 3 cars on the roof.
All right, so here we are, the roof. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
walking down,
I
and
wonder
I
what they
think
got
this
undercover.
place
They
would
probably got some
definitely
good stuff
start
down
making
there.
sense once the sun
There's
sets
like a
and the lights come on. It's gonna be really
K70
cool. The way they've
next to
kind of
it.
laid out the
Oh, yeah,
illumination.
Merc.
We go down one level.
No, the
and we're
Hachiroku
gonna
with,
start
like,
off with this beautiful
custom wheels. They're the factory ones, but they've made them
wagon
bigger.
Corolla. This is a custom build, pretty much created
this thing's
by
insane.
the owner for drifting. It's got cantilever
I remember when I
suspension at
built
the
it.
back, an incredible execution.
It's got like
of
Formula
really
1 style
high-end
suspension in the back.
fabrication. I love how the driver's seat is positioned completely behind the B-pillar here, pedal box, fully tuned. Right next to it, we have this insanely rare Tommy Cairo M90.
190s
This is
awesome.
actually
They
based
sound
on a
so
Mercedes
good.
190, and it's kind of like
They have
a bit of a
really
time
nice
capsule from the
induction
very
noise.
end of the 80s, right down to the original Tommy Cairo wheels. The owner actually owns 2 of these, so we really plan to do a video with the owner and
I don't know
both
what's
Tommy
next. Is it
Cairo
like an
M19s.
old Laurel?
This is basically before Tommy Cairo actually started using Japanese
Don't they
OEM
call it
cars
like
to
the
do
shark
their
nose?
complete car lineup. So Mercedes 190
I don't know
was
what
the first
70s
one.
Japanese
So
cars
a
that
great
well.
addition that we
Could be an
curated
old
for
Laurel,
Forza
like an
to
old
bring to this
Citric
event to
Coupe
really
or
kind of
something like that.
represent what Japanese car culture is, but also going a bit back in history and kind of showing the amazing cars that came, back from the
Oh, it's
80s.
Datsun Sunny.
Right
All
next
right.
to it, we have this B210, which you'll recognize from the channel. We've done a
I
feature
like the wheels
of
on
this
that.
car
AX6,
at the owner's
they're
house
nice.
in Gunma. So a massive thank you for him for
Yeah, like
driving
the
all the way
pyramid
down
wheels.
to
What's the
Tokyo
Leica had
to
those
show
wheels on them, but they
this
didn't look that
beautifully
good.
crafted
They've been rebarreled.
B210 Sunny Coupe. To end up the lineup, we
That's an
have
early
this
model A6
insanely
as well.
clean a
That's
Hachiroku
clean.
Treno. I just love the execution on this car. It's so
Why doesn't
clean to
mine
a
look
point.
like
the
that?
bumpers almost look like they're brand new,
Yeah,
even though
that's
the rain's
sick.
kind of ruining things for
Made
us
them like
today. But check out
15s.
the rebarreled Toyota OEM wheels. I love that touch. So cool. And this kind of wraps up the vintage JDM lineup. But opposite to these 4 cars, we have something
Ferrari.
extremely special and extremely Japanese. So this is Ferrari J50, only 10 ever created.
Man, the
This
wheels
was a
look good.
special kind of commission by the Ferrari Owners Club of Japan, and kind of built as a celebration of Ferrari's presence in the country. Very, very rare, based on a 488, and I think this car must be
Yeah, we're
worth an
talking
insane amount of money
over $1 million easy for
created
that.
here for the Japanese market.
The
I
yellows
just
are
love the
nice.
execution of it.
Nice colour.
Unlike
There's too many
anything
red Ferraris.
we've ever seen. And
So many
one
red
that,
Ferraris that the red's
exotic
boring
car
now.
enthusiasts will.
The Ferrari only really offer their cars in a handful of colours. And if you paint it, they won't sell you a new model. It's like, who owns the car, them or you? You can sort of see... Yeah, if you pay attention to the buildings as you're doing that pan, they're doing like some weird stuff a little bit. That's warp stabilizer going on there. I don't know if he even needed it though, because he usually films on like a gimbal or something. But I think he's just hand holding it and doing like 120 or 240 frames, and then using that to smooth it out just that little bit more. Yeah, you can see it there. Look at the headlights of the 86 in the corner here. It's sort of waving around a bit. Even the Mercedes, the whole image is going like that. It's the downside of warp stabilizer. It does weird stuff like that.
So from the second level out on the roof, we go.
What do we got
into
down here?
Slightly more easier to
It's like a
manage
McLaren.
space here. The first covered
Mercedes.
space. Alright, so to start off the coverage here on this floor, we got the first car, the AMG GT, running a very interesting livery. This is exactly the same livery that the F1 cars were running at the Suzuka GP a couple of weeks back.
I'm not a
Really
fan of that.
cool
That looks
kinda
weird.
thing to be doing since
Little
it's
dicer in the
all
green.
about Japan. Japan
I
first
like that
on liveries,
silver
Japan
FC,
first
that's
car
nice.
culture, and of course
And the yellow,
Japan first
like,
on the car
Tandem
game.
Kit
Let's start
R7
checking
looks
out
good.
what cars we have here on display. And let's start off with another partnership that Forza has with McLaren.
I went to the launch for the McLaren in
Japan
Australia. I
has brought
covered
over
it.
their 750S.
I did that one,
beautiful
and I did the
car, first one from
convertible
red,
one.
which sits next to a couple of cars that we curated for this party. The launch
that FC
party
is my
Forza 6,
favorite,
so
the
right
silver
in
one.
Shibuya. We wanted to get something really extreme to kind of represent how things are done, you know,
It's like
when
a
you
pan
really
speed kit
go
on that
full
RX-7
on
there, the,
when it
yellow
comes to
one.
mods and really
That looks
crafting
really good.
crazy body kits and crazy engine conversions. We got the
It's like a
fancy
GT300
kitted
style.
FD RX-7, which basically looks like a GT car for the street.
Oh,
the
yeah, it's
owners
got full
recently
race car
added
setup.
a single
It's
lug
probably got air jacks
conversion
in it too.
to
That'd be
his
sick.
wheel setup, so it looks even more of a race car than it ever did
Yeah,
before.
that's
We got
nice.
this beautiful wide body
Dream
FC
goals
next
right
to it,
there.
running some CE28s. Beautiful raised wheels here, the lightweight choice for the connoisseur. Right next to it, something insanely crazy. If you've been following Dino DC for a while, you will remember that we actually visited this particular collector. He's crazy about Subarus to the point that he's even picked up this 1998 Pro Drive WRC rally car. And of course, back in the day, you know, those cars needed to be registered on the road, homologation specials basically. So this is actually plated in Japan. He can drive it to pretty much anywhere he wants, including the venue today. This car was not brought in by truck, it was actually driven here.
It's an early model
sits right next to this wild interpretation of a Honda NSX running a full wide body over fender conversion, slam down on air suspension, as you can see, for added effect, some underglow. Next to that, we have another partner with Forza Lamborghini who have sent over this beautiful Revuelto.
It's a Revuelto, is that the V12 one?
Kind of like faded two-tones.
That's like a replacement for the Aventador.
To the flat grey. The first V12 hybrid supercar from Lamborghini. And with this floor pretty much done. Oh no, wait, how can I possibly have forgotten this little car here?
This cargo.
Thanks to Nissan, they allowed Forza to
look at the little pillars on the front of that.
Brought to the party venue. This
that looks so dangerous in a crash.
Represents an era of Japanese car design that we kind of dearly miss because it's you know a period of time where manufacturers weren't afraid to go full crazy when it came to design. This is based on a March platform and it's basically kind of like a panel van.
Such a random car to have amongst all the others.
And you gotta love the pun here with the naming S-Cargo. So sick.
It's probably in the new
really
Forza
cool
though.
And excited to be seeing this car here. This is an awesome choice. Representative of Japanese basically design history and a really cool period in the JDM scene.
Oh, did you see that? The guy painting the wall is basically full speed. So he's doing these movements just live, like they're not slowed down at all. Yeah, it's still got that warp stabilization issue though. Because if you want smooth footage like that, you do it in higher frame rate, slow it down, and then the shudders, the shakes are like less because they occur over a long period of time, and then it's easier to stabilize it. You know, ideally you just use a gimbal, get it right in camera.
Right, so let's head down. There are a few more floors that we need to check out. Basically, the event has been thrown for you know, gaming influencers. They're flying in over 100 people from around the world to kind of get that first glimpse of Forza 6 Horizon, really try out the gameplay firsthand and enjoy car culture in the very center of the city here in Shibuya. This level here, we are on the 8th floor of the parking tower. We have the Liberty Walk area, which is decked out with 3 of their very special cars. And we got Larry here documenting it all for his channel. Yeah, there's an American guy here looking at Japanese car culture. What's going on?
Yeah, this debuted at Auto Salon.
This car is everywhere we go. Every single event they bring it out, and rightly so. This is the craziest project Liberty Walk has
up
ever,
an F40.
you know, attempted
to make it even
widening an F40 of all cars. But
screams
I was
I had
happy
too
to
much
see
money.
this car. And right behind Larry, we have the Silhouette
This looks cool.
ER34.
I like the way they've gone full boxy
I've
on
seen
the
so many of these builds, and they always end up looking so cool no matter what livery they go for. Super sick, slammed down on a set
It's almost
of
like
their
an 80s, like
custom Liberty
like
Walk
touring
wheels.
car.
And to finish off the lineup, we have the Liberty Walk guys. Thank you guys for coming. Toshi, what is that? That's sick. Oh wow. Oh nice. Look at this. I'm gonna steal like all of these later.
Yeah, Castrol.
We have the cool Supra
Like
here
the 90s.
running the Castrol livery, which of course is inspired by the Super GT, or rather JGTC Supra, that was racing back in the middle of the 90s. A great era for Japanese motorsport. So really cool to be seeing this. You know, this brand does so well for JDM culture in general.
From like 1990, what was this? It would have been like 95 or 95 or 94, around then. And Kyosho, they make like RC cars, like Tamiya, I don't know, whatever the other brands are, HPI, all that. And then, yeah, back then, like that was one of the designs you could get. You could get like that shell, that Supra, and a whole bunch of the other ones in there. I wish I still had that thing. I think I chucked it out. It's a real shame. There's probably like a digital version I could grab online, but it's not the same as having the real one.
They really, you know, take cars and really transform them into something that people would never even think of doing, you know, widening pretty much anything and everything, and in the process really getting people excited about Japanese car culture in general.
Yeah, so his videos have a pretty structured style to them, you know, it's like talking bit of history, bit of that, throw some B-roll in there with some nice music. It's just he has access to such really cool events, and he hunts down some interesting, like, pretty niche events in cars. Plus he can speak fluent Japanese, so that definitely helps. The GTR.
Alright, so down to level 7, this is when things really begin to get interesting. We have a Nismo GTR, which is parked up next to an insane lineup of simulator setups. So we have Xbox.
Builder knows would have taken a while.
Forza 6 Horizon demo soon.
Alright, so let's see who's here.
Influencers that are just rocking him now.
I don't recognize
Let's keep going because we have
a few more. That dude in blue, because, you know, he's wearing blue. Who else is there?
Check out Cars In for all the guests from around the world.
Wagon R, Suzuki Wagon R, that's what it is.
A car that I really wanted here. You know,
like the wheels.
Massive thank you to Oda-san from Hello Special. These guys came up all the way from Nara to Tokyo, driving this Dekotora. I mean, it's more of a kind of drift take on a K-Tora, but I just love their approach to building these things. Welded diff. So it can actually drift if you kind of use momentum to throw it into corners. And these guys really do create an insane lineup of body conversions for K-trucks and pretty much anything else. And the owner, Oda-san himself, owns this beautiful kind of Bosozoku style Fair Lady Z, which I shot for Speed Hunters.
Like the lanterns, that's a nice
decades
touch.
ago almost.
This will look really cool when it's darker.
Just to show you how the whole event is laid out, they've got this kind of like Omatsuri style setup here. We have a little lounge area made out of oil drums where people can come, chill, have a chat about the game, indulge in some beverages. I'm going to be getting one of these JDM coffee cans very soon. Over here, past the lanterns, we have a little.
That was weird. I almost went to
food
duck.
truck preparing very
There's no way they
Japanese
can hit
type
me,
snacks. We have some JDM banana and Nama cream crepes, ice creams, and whatnot. Over here, we have
that's probably from the game.
Kombini, the 365
cool.
Kombini, and we can basically come in here and help ourselves to some snacks. But the coolest thing is we can actually pick up some Forza Horizon 6 socks.
They're like the last sort of rebellious group from Japan, and then it's all just stopped for some reason. They put through some tough laws to like jail a lot of those guys. Like there's laws against riding in big groups now in Japan. This looks like a sick event though. I'm surprised I haven't seen any videos from anyone else about it yet. Because this video dropped just the other day, so plenty of time for the other guys to get on it. I'm keeping my eyes open for like other people, because there's a whole bunch of other influencers that'll be there.
Between rebellion and safety hazard.
Oh,
brings
you're
us
talking
to
about
the final level
Bosozoku style
in
cars
reverse.
where they're,
If you come into the
like,
party, you'll be
totally slammed. They've got the big body kits and stuff. Yeah, they're kind of like the Dero Bogans sort of people that like, yeah, they're like not really car guys, you know. They're more like, hey, look at me. They use the car as like a fashion accessory more than actually being interested in the whole driving side of it, the history of the car, the motorsport side of it.
Beautifully said. Yeah, spoilers ripping off on the roads.
Yeah.
Falling off, etc.
Hey, my exhaust fell off. There's a clip in my BRB scene of like a bluish green Celica, like at a track. You can tell it's one of the oldest clips I've got because it's like got scan lines. It looks like shit. That was my first drift day, and on the way home, my exhaust just like cracked, and it was so loud. And then I got a 2 1/4 inch mandrel exhaust to replace it. What's that?
You're seeing this first, which is a really great
even
meeting
tell
spot
from- oh, that's
for
the Toyota
basically
GT.
guests to arrive and kind of get that
Ooh.
impact of Japanese car culture. We have another partner of
Ooh,
Forza,
is that a Taycan?
Porsche, which sent over the Taycan GT.
Yeah, I mean, old stuff will do that. Yeah, they shouldn't have put the tyke in there, man. Nobody gives a shit about those electric pieces of crap. Because it's a compromise. That's why people don't like it. It's not an exciting, interesting car. Like, it's, first of all, it's 4-seater, so that's a compromise right there in terms of performance. And then it's got like a borrowed electrical system from like some other manufacturer that they've just jammed into it. I hate those things so much.
Ridiculously fast electric.
And you can tell
sedan.
he's not
Next
a
to it,
fan
we have
because he
something
spent like a total of 3 seconds on that car, whereas everything else gets like a lot more attention. This is a sick car.
Very important. We have the GR-GT in all its glory.
I think it's like a
an
4-litre
amazing
V8 or
sight
5-litre
into this.
V8.
I was so surprised when I heard this thing come in. I was literally like, kind of trying to figure out what the noise
that's like
that
how
was
it's
kind of
going to come
approaching was
from
all
the
about. It
factory.
didn't sound like anything I heard before.
Unless that's just the prototype.
And there it is.
This
is
yeah,
what
they'll
came
trade it
in.
down.
The GR-GT prototype. This car will be on sale next year.
The brakes are
We don't
huge.
know the pricing yet. It will be high, but it is such a special car, and I'm so excited to see it here, right next to the
it's a Land
LC250,
Cruiser.
the latest
I do like the
addition to the
styling on
Land
it, though.
Cruiser
That does look
lineup.
nice.
A very popular vehicle in Japan that's been really accepted well in the
Yeah,
off-road
it's all very
scene.
modern.
And
I mean, this is a Forza event.
Offered in a various series of guises, even a Lexus version.
So they're laying out all the stations here for the first demo.
Well, this is an event to promote a game.
In here and
But they will use
exploring the wall
that,
and see what you can actually
the GT in
do
actual
in-game.
JGTC
Of
racing.
course, this is a limited version. Of,
In a way, it's
what's
kind
gonna
of
be,
like the 32
available in the
GTR,
final
where they've specifically
release,
designed
we're
the
gonna
car
be
for racing.
experiencing.
And then they're going to sell like a homologation version, although I don't think they even need to. But you can see like they've engineered it with like a super low center of gravity, very wide. So that thing's probably going to dominate.
Beautifully said.
What the gameplay is all about, and kind of getting around through some of the
Damn,
mods
man,
that
you're a hater!
available to play with. So first time playing Forza
There's
Horizon
nothing
6
wrong with
demo.
Forza. Like
I love the
Forza
way how
is
they
a
captured
great entry-level SIM card game to get people onto the more hardcore stuff. You've got to have that so that they can make their way over to here. Like it serves a purpose. And it's cool, they let you do engine swaps, and they've done like the sick Japan sort of like terrain.
Said, I played Forza. None of the settings do anything.
Oh, they probably don't. It's not a simulator. It's an arcade game. It's like a Need for Speed type thing. But it's good entry level.
Gran Turismo 2 was more advanced.
all the scenic locations in Japan and fit them all in the world. You know,
well, this guy's a Forza influencer now. Like he's attached to the brand, so he's going to be saying nothing but nice things about it.
So finally driving the GR-GT here on the Forza Horizon 6 demo. Really familiar surroundings. I just love how they really captured the vibe of Japan in so many scenic locations, and it's so cool that I get to sit behind a car that is actually downstairs.
He's got the camera like shoved onto his neck while he's driving.
It's an open world, right? So you can literally just take to the streets here in Japan. All of a sudden, it looks like we're in the countryside of Chiba. We're driving here on the left side of the road, taking it easy. On board
I don't know.
A Toyota
Maybe it's just the way they've got it set up.
See if we can maybe play around.
Yeah, he's trying to slide it.
Throw it sideways. And be total hoonigans.
Looks like he's in a Porsche.
All right, let's
maybe an
pull the
MR2.
handbrake here and just completely trash the car. Oh, you got to see what everything does.
Celica.
Right? So my little Toyota Celica is
I wonder which one.
slightly
It's probably
broken
like
now. But yeah, it's really cool how you can just literally just drive around these open worlds that they created. It's just
smiley
like
face front bar.
so much fun to kind of like explore, aside from all the challenges they have in
Yeah.
game. This is still, you know, a prologue. It's a demo of what's to come in the full game. But we're really beginning to get a true idea
I
of how
can't.
the gameplay really does feel. Super realistic.
You want to see input lag?
The visuals
Watch this.
are
I'll
on
click
point.
my
You
fingers
can
and
really
I'll start the
trash
video at the
people's
same
gardens
time
and
so you know what the difference between that and this is. So 3, 2, 1. It's like 4 or 5 seconds.
Site here.
I wish I had that sort of
Just
input
going
lag.
through people's
I wish that's all I had to
gardens
deal
and,
with.
like rice fields. But yeah, I just
like
wanted to see if
150
it did anything when
milliseconds.
you kind of, you know,
Just isn't too
went
bad.
off-road, off the beaten path, and then yeah, pull the
Yeah,
handbrake.
it's the laptop can't encode fast enough.
And probably crash.
To get through without using the buffer to do it. That's a cool event though, just rock up, free food, free content, and you just sit and play games and chat with other people. Yeah, ideally, but this is through a console. They've probably got the TVs not set up, they probably don't have it in game mode, so there's the processing that adds like a delay there. Amateurs.
So still driving through the open world here, I think I found exactly what I like about this game. The Explorer function here, which just allows you to drive through the countryside and drive a bit like a maniac and use the side brake to kind of kick the car sideways. But first impression is totally impressed. I mean, the visuals are on point. And like I said, I feel like I'm reliving my life for the last 20 years, driving in every region of Japan. And
you can do all the stuff you can't do legally.
Do it on Forza Horizon 6. Alright, so trying out the limited edition Forza.
They've gone with like a complete, like Harajuku, like,
and you can kind of like see what the world, open world looks like here. You can jump around to different locations.
How do you get the best footage?
You got Shirakawa all the way down, and then you start getting into built up areas. I think let's go and see what this
I mean, this video is working. I'm kind of hyped for the game. It does look like a really cool, just sit down and play casual game.
The demos here are super busy.
You know, you don't want to get too into it. You don't want to get too competitive.
Simulators are full of influencers.
Because I drove in like an F1 2013 league, and it was meant to be just like a casual tournament, but dudes were putting in the hours to practice and get good, and it got to the stage where if I didn't practice for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, like you had no hope. Like, you're just going to be last. And then I'm thinking like, well, am I playing this game because it's fun, or has it turned into a job? And it basically turned into a job. So I finished the season and then I was done. I've got all those videos on my YouTube, but they're hidden, they're like privated. And some of those guys were good. Like my best result was 5th.
I got my turn. I really enjoyed the full immersion into Japan. I think they've done such a great job of like showing, you know, the true look of Japan, look and feel. And I just love that you can cruise around in the villages, in the countryside, and of course.
Oh yeah, that's Microsoft getting in their own way.
Alright, I'm gonna head up all the way to the top floor. It's still pouring down with rain. But we're just gonna have a kind of like a vibe check of how it's kind of shifted over with the whole night theme going on. So I'm gonna walk up and start filming up there.
It's a Hachiro.
Thank you. Check this service out.
We got a sprinkler there.
Automatic umbrellas, so we can actually keep dry. Because unfortunately,
the rain makes that cooler. You can get like nice reflection shots when you get down the road.
Changes once
it's
the
actually
city
an advantage.
Lights come on and the illumination does its thing. It's a whole different vibe, and I think it's always a really cool way to kind of enjoy cars laid out in a party kind of setting.
No worries,
like
man.
this.
I'm about to wrap up anyway. I've been going for 2.5 hours.
My poor artist,
so I'm going to grab some food. This will be the last video.
Poured on the entire day. People really contemplating the design.
But yeah, man, thanks for popping in. I'll catch you around. We'll get some better weather. I'll get on the bike.
ありがとうございます。86もすごいかっこいいですね。So Suzuki-san is the guy that built Lola Japan, right? Promotional car for the movie.
Yeah, they wrapped this whole car.
Oh, 本当 new engine. Oh,
it's
wow.
actually a white
So yeah,
Panda.
last time we did a video back in
and
January.
They got a pretty clean one too, by the looks of it.
The car wasn't really finished yet.
Yeah, look at that, man. It's got flippers on it.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, that is nice. I like the tower brakes too. Damn.
すごいね。Wow. NTS. Ah, Zenbu. NTS. Yeah, that's from Fukushima, right? Yeah. They make MotoGP race chassis for bicycle.
It looks like a 16
motorbikes
belt, but he's got the ITBs on it. Either from like a 3S or they're using like a 20
in the
belt
movie
one.
too? With your name, Arios? Wow, that's
actually
sick.
Cool.
That's crazy.
That's better than the one that
Thank you
they.
for showing.
That car is better than the actual one that
so
they
there
use
you go.
in the movie.
Lola is not.
Because the one in the movie has like a V8 in it, and it's like who gives a shit. That's got the actual correct engine in it, and it's got the cool mods done to it. And it's kind of, I don't know. They should have gone with that instead of like, oh, let's put a V8 in it and turn it into a lead-tipped arrow.
just a prop. It's a fully blown drift machine.
Yeah, they built a cooler car than the actual
drift
movie one.
Eventually.
Which is like a fake car,
so
you can do whatever you want to it.
Vibe check. Let's keep going. I'll show you the entire
my
venue, how
legs.
it's laid out. You can see a bit of
Who do we have here?
crowd forming. We have
Oh,
a
there's
gacha
Alexi.
machine, which is those plastic balls that
No, we're going to go back
deliver
and
presents.
have a look and see if there's
has
anyone I
up,
recognize.
which is those plastic. The crowd.
I don't know who this
Forming.
blue-haired guy is.
We
or
have
girl.
a gacha
Boyfriend. That's
machine, which is
Alexi. I
those
think that's
plastic.
Kurt from Donut, or was it Donut Media? No, he was from. I can't remember the company that he's from. I know their logo. They have like a camera, and it's got little tires where the film reels go. Yeah, that's
balls that
who they are.
Deliver presents.
Well, I'm jealous. They got a bigger air
Car that
compressor
has
than me.
upset Ferrari, but yet Kato
Yeah, Ferrari hate
just
those
doesn't
guys.
care.
So who else is here?
Let's keep going. A lot of cool stuff to look at.
What happened? The reason I want to know is like, what sort of channel do you need to
Let's
get
keep
invited
going.
to an event like this? How big does it have to be? I can't recognize like half the
A
people.
lot of cool stuff
Don't know who
to
they
look
are.
at, including some Tone tools, and it's really
they're
cool.
giving
We
up some
even got
freebies.
to bring home one of these
Shame you
limited
don't have an
edition
Xbox, but you can still use it on a computer, I
Forza
guess.
Horizon 6 Xbox controllers, and because it's just
my legs.
starting the
walked
Koino
way too
Body
much.
season here. Basically, it's a Boys' Day celebration. If you have one
it Koino
boy
Body
in your
here?
family, you hang one fish. If you have multiple
Boys'
boys,
Day,
you hang
that's
one
it.
fish, and that's how it works out. Company's been super busy all night. But then over here is the section where you actually make your Koino Body. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There you go, Koino Body customization corner.
I think he's running out of things to
And
talk
we're
about
back
now.
down to
He's just
base
spun up the
level
camera
here.
because it's later on
Right
in the
back
night. There's
down to
people
the
in here.
Toyota GR-GT. Like honestly, guys, I don't know how to really get the message across of how like aggressive this car
That's a
is.
prototype
Like
one,
I've
though.
seen
Looks
it
like the
at
factory one
tasks
looks
and
just as
stuff,
cool.
but you know, it just doesn't really come across.
They've got the
how
Lexus sort of X on the
imposing
front,
this
even though
car
it's not a
is.
Lexus. I like
We
that they've done
got
that.
a chance to really talk to the engineers behind the project here, who are actually standing there behind the car, and the level of attention to detail to really get the most
It's like a
performance
Japanese
out of this package is
AMG
insane.
GT.
I think
Or
once this
GTR.
car hits dealerships
In terms of
globally
proportions.
as of next
You
year,
sit far
it's going
back,
to
so
change.
long
It's going to
bonnet,
rewrite what
very wide.
sports cars, supercars
I like the look
are
of this
able to
more, though.
achieve, and I think they've done everything right here. I just love the way it looks. I can't wait for it to hit the market, maybe get behind the wheel, and really see what the
man, people are gonna
perception
love
of it will be.
Big question is
The
how much is it
media
going to cost?
owners and even the
I
tuner.
don't think you get much money
All
for
right,
your money
I'm going
less
to
than
end
like
the coverage to
200
the
grand.
Forza Horizon 6 launch party
It's
here
like,
in the heart
what,
of Tokyo in
130
Shibuya.
grand US?
I hope you enjoyed
be about that.
seeing, you know, what goes behind launching such an important game. I mean, honestly, it's been a game that car guys like me have been waiting for so long. Not only kind of representing, you know, the whole car culture.
people have been
globally, but
modding
also,
this.
You know, the love
Just
that people
building mods
have
for Assetto
Japan.
and stuff
People
because
that
they
are
wanted
really
this so
into cars.
bad.
The culture here is
So it's
really
cool to see
attractive.
that
So
Forza
many people
got
to the
it
scene, and I'm so excited for this game to come out. I'm even more excited to be involved as an ambassador. I'm so thankful of the opportunity that they've given me, and we're going to be
Come on,
doing a
wrap it
lot
up. I
more.
need to stop.
for the
My
guys
legs
at
are killing
Forza.
me, man.
It's going to be awesome. And hope
That's
you
a
enjoyed
long
the video.
ass
Make sure you
outro.
check back soon for
Yep,
more,
sick.
because we've got a
I'm
hell of a
gonna
lot
copy that.
coming from Japan and around the world.
Paste it into the chat, and then I am running out of here. No, stop. Listen to me, computer. Alright, let's pop you in here. This guy has a lot of other really cool videos, definitely check him out. I like Dino's stuff, it's always interesting. Alright, I'm going to stop this before my legs fall off. And we're going to check to see how many people are watching, and then we're going to raid. So let's try this. Easiest way is just to open up my own stream and check out what's going on there. God damn, I've been on this for, 2.5 hours. Yeah, I reckon we'll just bail. We're good. We don't do a raid today. Oh, alright, so if there's anyone still watching, thank you. I've spent way too much time on this treadmill. My legs are going to fall off tomorrow. But that's alright, I've got a full day to... we'll just snooze that, we don't need an extra ad. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to recover, and yeah, hopefully in the next stream I can just get on a bike. I'll check the weather forecast, see if there's anything that makes it possible.
Thanks for stream.
Hey, yeah, you were lurking, cool. Thanks. Thanks for coming in. Yes, there's an hour down here. My phone tells me I've been going for 2.5 hours as of now. So I'm done. I queued up an hour and a half worth of videos and it took me 2.5 hours to get through them all. Including probably like, yeah, the setup and all that. But anyway, I'm just going to dip out. I can do it from here actually. And yeah, I'll probably see you over the weekend.